Raider Nation, what's up? How we doing this wonderful morning? I hope everybody's having a great morning so far. If you're at work, if you're at home, or you're just chilling, you're getting your hustle on, whatever you're doing, I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. So what's up, man? How's everybody doing on a hump day? It's Wednesday, week is halfway done. I know graduations is coming up. I know people graduating from college. Football's getting going. OTAs is going on for the Raiders. It's over, or I think it started on the 20th. We got a couple of days in, and we're gonna talk about that a little bit. But I wanted to get some things off the rip, and give you guys I know I haven't been saying this, but I had to. I'm hearing everybody doing it, and when people, it's just like a kid. When somebody starts doing something, you you tend to do it too. But on the unders, I was getting my predictions and stuff too on the schedule and all this stuff. So you'll hear that today from Coach Gravy. Man. My sincere, what you think? That, you guys don't have to bank it. You guys don't have to uh, uh, be in the type mode where, hey, this is for sure thing, things like that. But it's just my opinion, and you know that's the way I roll. So it's just my opinion on what the schedule's going to be, and I want to do three must-have tos. I don't know why I was thinking. I was thinking sometimes we do this. Yeah, three must-have tos. That players that have to. They might be surprised on some players, or it might just be normal, or I might just thinking crazy out the box. I was talking to people, and I was thinking, hey, what we need to do. So, a topic for a Coach Gravy show. But I want to thank everybody that's here. Right off the bat, my boy Raider Ryan's in the house. Raider Seal family, Laugh Man. What's up, man? How you doing? War Roar Shack Raider. I hope I said that right, man. Thank you for being here this morning. Jeffrey, what's up? Marcus Banks, what's up? My boy Transplant Angelo, Raider Transplant Angelo, bro. My transplant, my liver transplant partner, man. How you doing? Thank you for being here. Trap God, what's up, man? How you doing? Thank you for being here with me this morning. That's it, bro. 15 people in the house. Roar Shack. That's what it is. War Shack. If I said it wrong, bro, give my apologies. I'll get better at it. But thanks for being there this morning, man. Tell everybody. Tell people that Coach Gravy's on. I put it in a little late. Had some things to do. My mornings usually every day is transplant stuff. But I made it a point. Navy Vet, what's up? Myra G, how you doing, sweetie? Good to see you. Raider Ryan, hit those likes. Hit those likes right off the bat. I guess we can see them on the screen right here. But I want to tell everybody thank you for being here. And then this show right here, Coach Gravy Show, powered by my two boys and myself, Raider Nation Live. I think we're going on this evening. and we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to say. Very shorter shows that we talk about OTAs, but we ain't gonna know because ain't there are pictures, but we don't know who's getting busy unless you got insider stuff. And who does that? Who has that? So some people do, some people don't. So we don't know. I ain't gonna bake it, but I got my stogie. I got my 10 o'clock coffee, medicated out. But there's something that I want to specialize, and I'm gonna try to make it a point that I do this most of the time. I'm not gonna drill you with it, but I'm gonna mention it, and if we can, just realize how we're gonna do things in life is that I was blessed, and Reddy Gabe, what's up, man? How you doing? My boy Reddy Gabe's in the house. I wanna. I was blessed to receive a liver, and I wanted, and I told myself that as much as I can, I must stress to people to advocate and promote people being an organ donor. You know, my good buddy, my good friend comes out and says, "What do you, when something happens to you? God forbid anything happens to my audience or anything that." If anything should happen to you, that what are you gonna do with the organs? If you're a healthy person, you take care of yourself. You don't do major drugs, and you don't abuse them. That you could go to the DMV if you renew your license, if you do things like renew your license, paying your registration, or have an appointment at the DMV. You can ask for information on how to be a donor. And Twan makes it very busy. What are you gonna do with your organs if you don't when you die? And the best thing to do besides bringing life into this world is having children is to save one. And the gentleman that did that, he saved my life. He saved my life by donating his liver to me, and I appreciate it. I appreciate all donors. So I wanted to make people a point. I'm not gonna push it on you, but I'm gonna say it. Gravy's gonna say it. I feel amazing. I feel happy with this gentleman. What he gave me a blessing. I'd say he was a star child because I'm different. I'm different dude. I'm a different guy, and people know it. People tell me it that I look great. Different. So just a little quick reminder that hey, what really do you do with that? And the best thing to do is to donate an organ, to be an organ donor, and to have somebody that's sick prosper with that. And to extend their life and give them life back. They might have messed up getting it, but there's other diseases that they get that they can't blame anything else on. That's hereditary, or it's hep, or it's a fatty liver. Those things are generated just by just genetics. But if you abuse alcohol, if you abuse drugs, or anything like that, you're gonna find out the hard way, and you're gonna be saying the same thing that I am. And I'm so blessed that that happened to me and extended my life. I get to see my children. Unfortunate for him, but he did save lives, and he is a hero in my book. He's my angel. So I'm very sincere about this. So you guys help me out and do that and spread the word and spread the word about the live that's on right now. And Redder Nation Live, my boy Redder Gabe, he said he's going to come on a little bit with me. So we're going to have a guest, maybe a Redder Nation Live show. Low comes up, might have to do it this evening. So when it's gonna be, don't know, tonight we can talk about something else, but I'm gonna give you a little sneak peek on some things that I got, man. And it's gonna be a weird show because Gravy's gonna make some predictions, and I didn't know if I was gonna be able to do it, but if I'm gonna do anything, I'm gonna say that if I make a prediction. So look, SoCal Sal, my boy Raider Transplant, Raider Shield, Myra. Look at what Myra said, my girl. I still tell her every time. I have to, Myra. I have to. And thank you for your concern. You're such a blessing to me too. Everybody that does that for me is such a blessing. But I have to I have to talk about it because it affected me, and what better way to do it is with if I have an audience and I got people to talk to, and it's hard. My homeboy Red Nab Man says it the best. You know, he's a serviceman. He knows all about that stuff, and I'm pretty sure he does. He's probably in the same situation with abuse and, 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 and and things like that. You know how people abuse their bodies and stuff. And my boy Angelo. Willie Wayne, what's up, man? How you doing? I'm gonna be I'm gonna try to give you guys my predictions, but I wrote it down, but my I guess the internet is messing up on my little thing right here. I finally did it the way that I wanted to, you know, organized on my iPad, and it then it's having a hard time connecting. But I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out in a little bit. But there's something that I wanted to talk to the nation about, see if they agree with me. With the expectations of the Raiders, what players do are, do we expect to be a part of it, and this upbringing that the Raiders are going to do? So what I'm talking about is I got three players in mind that maybe you guys will agree with me, or maybe that need to step up. You know, that in my book, and when stepping up in a different way, probably with one player or one has to majorly, two have to major, and they're big time players for us. Big time players for us. There's two on defense and there's two on offense. One on offense. What's up, Mike Guerrero? Thank you for being here. Always in the morning, man. Thank you, mate. My expectations, my first one is going to be the obvious. If everybody thinks this way, is Max Crosby. You know, Max, I think to me is the leader of this franchise, and he has to be the leader of this franchise. That this season, he has to take it over. I'm expecting so much from Max Crosby. It might be over expectations, but we all of us got to agree that we have to expect Matt Crosby to be in the 17, 18, maybe 20 sacks, you know, to expect that because he's getting paid like it. And if you expect that, if you want to get paid like one of those guys and you haven't been there yet, you know, you got hurt last year and you don't want to come out the game, but maybe you need to think, maybe I should take some plays off and I'll be better for the team, better for the man. I love your motor, bro. I love what you do. I love what you say. But man, you gotta chill out and be productive, not just on that category of being there all the time. It's hard to tell kids that. It's hard to tell them, man, I'm gonna keep you out this game. There'll be situations where, you know, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be you gotta take plays off to extend your Raiderism in on the team. You gotta sacrifice that. And I know how much you sacrifice. But he has to. The expectations of Max Crosby is sky high for me. And I don't know how you guys feel about it, but let me know. Let me know how you feel about what you expect from Matt Crosby. Am I right? Am I the only one that's thinking this? Or do other people feel the same way? Because, you know, I used to wake up there, what is this guy doing? Why does he want so much damn money? You know, is he playing like that? And he wasn't, but he got hurt, and and he was still in there. I appreciate all that, but you're getting paid like one of the big dogs, bro. So you got to be a big dog, and not complain, and get them 20 sacks that you think you can be, because you can only say I want to be the best ever a certain amount of times before it. To me, it sounds like you like crying wolf, to me, and that's just me. DeMarcus Webb, what's up, man? How you doing? Willie Wayne, SoCal South. Say your name a couple of times. I'm gonna give you extra love today. Hump Day is extra love. What if was great? I'm Paul High moving to left guard. That's great. Mike G coming up with the lineman takes. I love that, Mike. I love that, Mike. I was gonna talk about that too. Another guy that I have in my Raiderism type thing is press star, get a family baby. Thoughts on Parham moving. I gotta get Mikey down here. The left guard. I think that Parham could play various positions, bro. But he slacked down. He was the most disappointing. Besides Andre, he was the most disappointing lineman out there. I don't know if he'll make it. Parham, and Mumford, old regime. I don't know if this regime, good bodies, good. He's lighting the ass, but I don't know if he's can hang with the good movement, good quick, but those dudes that were light got bullied around there. So I don't know about this zone stuff and what we're gonna do. And if he can move, then and get it without getting blown up, he's different with Chip. It's gonna be different. They got to get there quick, but he has to have the power to do that. And I don't know if he has that. Man. I don't know if he has that against the guys that we have. But I see him like one of the last. It's gonna be hard to get rid of him, but I don't know if he'll make it. But I hope he does. But the other guy I got is Wilkins, Christian Wilkins. He needs to be the guy that we expect him to, and he only played 5 games. We were bottom of the barrel in those 5 games and stopping the run. Dub Raider, what's up, man? My cigar savant, man. What's up, bro? How you doing? I'm here, man, Maduro right now, just on the morning tip with some coffee and a stogie. You know what's going on. I think Christian Wilkins needs to step up, and these guys are high prized guys that the expectations that I have for him is a lot, because when we got this guy, our defensive line is sold up. Then he gets hurt on an extracurricular bullshit play, and Adam Butler hopped over his ass or something like that, and he busted his foot. Now he's in a boot. We're all worried about that. We're all scared about that. We're saying if this is true or not, or whatever. But the dude's gonna have a boot on probably for the rest of his life. He's a big guy with foot problems. And you tell me if that is right. Nah, it's not good. It's gonna be a lingering thing. We're gonna hear about it all the time, and it's gonna affect him. So I'm putting him on that high expectation list. It's hard to say this, but you gotta say, fuck this foot. I'm gonna get busy. And if it starts bothering you, then we got to make decisions for you. And we just can't hang on to these guys and fall in love. Hold back the falling in love with Christian Wilkins. Because Raider Biggs, what's up, man? How you doing? Thanks for being here this morning with Coach Gravy. We got the loveness for Christian Wilkins needs to don't get sky high, Max Crosby high love for him. Or Aiden O'Connell sky love. You don't do that. Because Christian Wilkins only played 5 games for us his first year. Decorated defensive lineman for Miami, but he ain't did shit for us really, but get hurt. Expect a monster year from Christian Wilkins to come back. Not hurt, not lingering hurt, balling out. He has to. For us to be better. For our defense to be better, we have to. He has to be good. And so just like Max. My expectations for Christian Wilkins is the same as Max. You're getting paid top dollar to do that. You got hurt. Both of you got hurt. Okay? So they took care of it with surgery. Now it's shit lingering on. So let's go, Christian Wilkins. Let's go. I expect a lot from you. I don't know if I'm overdoing myself, but I ain't the type of guy, oh, he's hurt. He can play this. Yeah, that's Tyree Wilson shit. No. And what did that do? No. Not doing that. Another guy, you guys are going to be surprised at this, is Brock Bowers. My expectation for Brock Bowers is to be, the dude was the best tight end in football last year. He should have got Offensive Player of the Year if don't give it to a quarterback no matter what, right? Amazing season for a tight end. But this dude ain't no tight end. This dude is a baller. I'm tired of thinking the beast. Nah, he's better than a beast. He's not from here. His mom and dad just came out, boom. He's a star Raider. He's a star Raider. He's shining everywhere he goes. And I expect him to have a better season, people. That's my expectations for him. And he can solidify the best tight end this year. And he was that last year. But he can solidify him being the best tight end, or even the best tight end ever in football. In a matter of 5 years, he could be called that. This dude did a lot of shit. It's a lot of shit. Raider Shell family is already giving the excuses for Christian Wilkins. They go, Jones fracture is a bit hard to come back from. The boat, I think, is a precaution because others came back too early. If he come back too early, it is bad. But Raiders said that his foot is good. He is good. And you lying to us, and we think this guy's gonna be good. So my expectations are the same. I understand that he's gonna have a boot on. That's not my concern. My concern are you still injured? If you're still injured, then I don't want half-ass Christian Wilkins. I don't want to get that. I don't want to make excuses that this is really not his first. This is really his first year, because that's what we're gonna do, man. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna say, it really wasn't his first year because he played 5 games. I'm already hearing it. You guys just ain't watching them. I'm already hearing it from content creators that I respect, and I don't want to hear that. If you're good, get out there and play. I don't want no half-ass Christian Wilkins. That's our problem. That was our problem. We put half-ass people out there that are hurt, messing up, and we still lost games. We won 2 games. We won 2 games without Max Crosby last year. And we had high expectations, but do you guys think that these expectations that I have for these 3 players, that it's gravy, you can't be talking about that? We say, he was hurt this year, it's okay, we babysit it because it's a big time surgery, and we gotta all give him an off day or off year because of that. Nah, I'm not doing that, bro. If you good, you're getting paid $100 million, let's go. And especially for some bullshit that he did. He was playing around and got hurt. He had a 300-something pound man jump over him and fuck his foot up. It wasn't because he was playing. It might have been fractured from playing, but damn. You don't need to wear a boot all the time. It's always going to bother him. But that's my expectation. Is this injury this ain't the Christian Wilkins we wanted anymore? Is this gonna be that type situation? We're gonna you already did fall in love with Christian Wilkins. He's a player deservedly so because he balled out in Miami. But he hadn't done shit for the Raiders. And we can't sit here and say, he's gonna ball out this year. We're already making excuses. He's wearing a boot, Gravy. He's wearing a boot, Gravy. Get him another year next year. I'm sorry, folks. Get it right. You got that boot on. You ain't walking. You ain't doing that bullshit. Just sit there and get to busy in the OTAs. Put your boot on. I ain't going to worry about it. But I expect you, if you're good, I expect you to be good. And I don't want no expectations of everybody else saying, my phone's going. I don't want no expectations of people saying, give him another year. He was hurt like that Tyree Wilson bullshit. Nah, I'm not doing that. Sorry. I'm not doing that. You got to see who this is real quick. San Francisco. Yeah. I'm sorry. And then I'll give you guys my prediction on games. What's up with that? You guys like that? For a little bit. But there's 2 other guys that are honorable mentions. Honorable mentions, I want to say. That's good for you to say about the injury. Getting the education on the injury is good. He's a big man with foot problems. That's what I say. I understand that. But that doesn't give you a year off. And my boy Raider Big said right here, he's thinking the same flow I am. 100 million for Wilkins. He needs to be ready to go. Availability is the best ability. We can't be a good defense. We're gonna be bitching about the defense because Christian Wilkins isn't there. So get ready. Say it already. He ain't gonna play. Then I'll be comfortable. That's why we got these two big guys. Is that the reason? For Goose and Tucker. Is that why we got these big guys? The rookies to get in there. Think about it. Think about it. That's not the Duck Dynasty, bro. That's Chris for Raiders. What's up, man? How you doing? Thank you for being here with me, getting in some game on the early morning. Stogie with that. This is a quarter of a stogie I had. Me and my wife were sitting outside. It's a beautiful day, beautiful nights in Fresno right now before it starts getting like 100 and something. It's getting ready. It's 95, I predict today. I'm gonna do some stuff outside, get out there a little bit, feel better. My insides are feeling better. My muscle core is getting better where I go. Most of the time, I gotta do some my own personal training. Can't go to the gym. I get sick, and the medication lowers my immune system, and so I can catch everything. So I can't go to the gym anymore. I got to cancel my membership. So I'll catch everything over there. Dirty places is the gym. I ain't walking around with no sanitizer thing. But anyways, there are two more that I got. I got Geno Smith. High expectations for Geno Smith. I'm very high on Geno Smith this year. He has to play good. And we know that Geno Smith is a better quarterback than the two we had last year. But can we protect the guy? Can we do things to make him better? Yeah, he has his accuracy. He is mobile. He can do things that we didn't have last year. But the expectations for Geno Smith have to be high. I'm not saying super high to run the. It's got to be a whole, and you'll know by my next guy. You'll know by my next guy why, because he's going to get help from him. I'm not saying that Geno Smith is going to do this, but because of this next guy, he'll be the expectation. Has to be the expectations that I have. And that next guy is Anson Genti. The expectations for Anson Genti for me is super duper high. Not like some other people, but he needs to get busy. He needs to do something. He has to get better than four guys getting like 800 yards or something like that. I think all them guys got 1,000 yards, but that's bad. That's bad. That's bad. So what do you guys think about that? Those really, 5 guys, and two of them were what's it called? Honorable mention, but those 3 got to do something for me. Christopher Raiders, wish me luck. Are you getting an interview? You got a job interview? Man, what you looking for a job for at our age, bro? We done. But good luck anyways, bro. I hope you get it. You're a good man. You get it. Much love, man. A lot of positives going your way. Okay? But my beard's all whacked out today. Get it going. Make it look all crooked and shit. I got to put my Juice, Gravy's Top Chef oils on there. That's what I got to do. Anyways, anywho, we're gonna get to the games, and I'm very excited for this. I don't know if you guys are, but we'll get to it. Need to get rich. Yeah, you gotta get that money, man, to get that computer going, get that $200 computer out of you. Like you keep saying that computer was $200. You gotta get better than that, bro. You gotta get better than that. I play coming in and out all the time. I'm just playing. You gotta get that paper, bro. Get your hustle on. Better get your hustle on if you need shit. There it is. That's where it goes. All right, Gravy. Exclusive win-loss record on every game we have. What you guys think about that? You guys with me? Tell me. Respond. Say what's up. Hit the like button. Sub to Raider Nation Live. Coach Gravy. Get Raider Gay 420 and what up, low man? Get that all three of us. We'll get you going on Raider Game and see what's up. Actually build a case computer for $200. Yeah, but is it good though? Is it good? Maybe people can help you out with that. Go get a go man. You get a GoFundMe on YouTube, bro. You can make some dough to get you some bad equipment. I've seen it done before. Okay, week 1 against the Patriots. Concerning game, I think the Patriots did good. And what I wrote down here was that it's gonna be a good game. I think we're gonna they so young team of New England. Weather ain't gonna be an issue. Yeah, the weather's not gonna be an issue at all. And I think because the quarterback play is gonna be good. We're gonna see our old folk that we used to have. So I think just that ism, the Raider ism that we have, it's gonna take us over the top. But I think we're gonna win that game. I think Geno Smith will be the difference of that game, and I think he's gonna ball out first game of the season. That's my thing. I wrote this down. Week 2, our home opener. This is gonna be a little quick review, real quick, and I'll tell you guys what we got here. We got the Chargers. Pete Carroll. Again, with his homeboy Harbaugh, that goes back in college days, and what his record was. I think it was 3-3 against him, and I hope that that's not the case. We go 500, we dominate that game. I think, and I think it's going to come down to, I think it's going to come down to Carlson out there. I just want to kick the field goal and get us the win. So the Raiders will be 2-0. 2-0. Right off the bat, we're going to be all happy. Larissa, can't say her nice name real right, but Larissa, thank you for being here watching Coach Graves' show. Good to see you, sweetie. How you doing? Hello, Raider Nation. She's saying to everybody. So tell Larissa hello. That's week 2. Week 2 home opener against the Chargers. I think we get that win. That's already one win. That's already better than our division record from last year. Think about that. And that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. First time here, Larissa. Yeah, everybody give Larissa some love, man. And tell her welcome to the Raider Nation. And I don't know if she's new at this, but I look like she investigated. She said she's outspoken, saying that's the first time here. Came on with Coach Baby. So thank you for being here, Larissa. Good to be here. You hear my predictions. So we're ready 2-0. Then in week 3, we got the Commanders. At the Commanders. You guys know what I'm gonna say. I don't think we get this game, but hey, it's gonna be. I think that they're a little bit better than us in some areas of the game. Defensively, they're better than us. This is where I think Ascengency really, really pops out. And I think that if we're gonna expose somebody, let's have a good game right here. But I don't think we come up on top on this one. And it wasn't really hard for me to say it. I think everybody was probably gonna agree with me. And then week 4, man, we go to the Bears. The Bears, I think that this will be probably the first time that Geno Smith might get outplayed. And then I think we're going to have problems with the Bears. And I think we're going to lose this. I think we're going to do something. And this is just me. I think we're going to do something to give this game away. We're gonna do something. We're gonna do something like that. One of those games that we always have, when we've been having it for 20 years. They never disappoint me with this. They never disappoint me with this. That in a game we should win, but I'm gonna jot it down as a loss because we always have those games. And even though Pete Carroll is this isn't Pete Carroll's team. It is in a sense, but he don't have all of his guys there. You got to keep guys that you don't want, that you don't. You got to keep guys that you don't want because if there's nobody out there that you want, they're plucking all those guys away. If you guys understand that. But this is a game I think we lose, and this is a game that I think we give it away. Something happens to where we give it away. And I had like this little mind shit that, like, what I think that this game will be. Does Gino do it? Does Gino give it away? Or it's going to be one of those games right there where it's going to be surprise Gino does something. You know what I mean? And hey, we're 2-2. You know, who would we expect that? Or is that just my expectations too low for him? Then we go at the Colts. The Colts game. Um, and that'll be our first home loss against the Bears. So you're gonna be surprised how many games we lose at home. You're gonna be surprised how many games we lose at home. And that'll be a game that we should have won against the Bears. Just take that in consideration. But we go at the Colts, and then we say, fuck, we lost this game from the Bears, and then we kick their ass. We kick the Colts' ass. We run them off down the field, and then Gino has a resurgence, and we get that win. So now we're 3-2. In week 6, we got the Titans. You guys know what's gonna happen there. You know, Mike Vrabel left them. They're in disarray. They ain't gonna be really that good, and I think we're gonna do this little turnaround. We're gonna get a little bit of mojo. The only East Coast team I have us losing it to right now is the Bears, and I got us losing to Washington. But the Bears game is like that with me. I think we're gonna give that game. We're gonna kick the Titans' ass. So we're gonna be in a good situation where we're 4-2. We're gonna be all pumped up. Gravy's gonna be all pumped up talking about all this shit. And then we're at the Chiefs. That's a game that we usually would win. And I don't think we have it in us the first time. I think we lose that game. And we're 4-3. Then we have our bye week. Great time for a bye week, but it's not good after a loss. But this is weird right here. This is something that I knew we have to do because we haven't did it in so long. And what we need to do is we I don't think when's the last time we got a win after a bye week. Can anybody remember? Can anybody remember? Hey, my boy Navman, man, thank you for the $5 spot. Much appreciated. Says Coach Gravy Radio Game. What up, low? Likes and sub on all, please. Coach, thanks for the shout out and allowing us to help you stream and bake it. So no problem, man. That's what we do, bro. Want to help y'all out. Get going. You know, your show, it's popping. And I like it. I watch it. I'm always checking it out. And we got the Jaguars after that. See, I got my little notes right here. We got Jaguars after that. And I wrote this down. I think right here is when Genty really, really, really gets busy. This is when we get excited about Genty. But I'm not saying that he's gonna ease up the game. You know, he's gonna ease up to week 9 to get going. He's gonna have a bunch of yards by then. I'm hoping he has about 500-600 yards by now. Okay, so he's gonna pop. He's gonna pop against the Jaguars, and I think we get that win. So now we're 5-3. Then we go to the dreaded Broncos, Denver. In November, I got the dates written down, and I got it's a Thursday night game, I believe. I think I put it Thursday night game. Hey, Chris, man, thank you for being here, man. You take care, bro. Good luck on your interview. Yeah, Larissa, he wants to fill the stadium with Raider Nation. We got to go. We got to get there. Got the Broncos at Denver. That's a game I know that Mike Guerrero will be at, and Pyro. My boys are going to be over there representing. I don't know. I think we're not going to get this game. We're 1-3 in our division, and this is when I start getting upset. This is when I think we're gonna start. I'm gonna be saying, "Oh, well, this is happening again," and things like this. But see, I think logically, and I said, "Well, I'm not gonna really be upset because we're still 5-4. We're already better than what we were, and it's week 10. So, what am I gonna say and we're 5-4. That's better. Were we ever 5-4 last year? No. So we're already doing better. And I don't want to bring up last year, but it's just and you have to because we got to do better than that. There's that Matt Morenovic. Thank you for being here, bro. Thank you for being here again, man. Much love, Matt Morenovic. It says if you win, they will come, and that's it. That's boil it down to easy said, bro. Easy said, easy done, bro. Larissa has a question. Thank you for being so into the game, Larissa. I'm glad we made you comfortable. Do you think we'll lose games we should win? Win games we should lose? I think I have one game already. I said that. Is that the Bears game? I think our offensive coordinator and their head coach slash offensive coordinator. It might be overwhelming for him right now. But Raider Paul, what's up, man? How you doing? D Menace, my boy, my moderator. What's going on, bro? Good to see your face. Raider Paul too, man. Thank you for being here and supporting me. I dig that, bro. I love that. Okay, we got what do we have? We had Week 10 Broncos, and then the game that I'm gonna be at, the game I'm gonna be there with my wife, my wonderful family. It's the Cowboys game, Monday night game. Gonna be high power. Gonna be saying what's up, and this is one of those games like Larissa was saying that we're gonna be pumped up about it, and we're gonna be jacked up. I really don't know what is gonna happen, but salute, bro. I jotted this game down, and no matter if I'm gonna be there or not, I did this before. It was really, made it a point that I was officially gonna go because I don't know if I have an appointment that day or whatever, but appointments come before games, so I'll be there. I'm gonna be there. I'm saying it right now. We'll be there. Maybe financially no problem. We gonna be there. We just gotta get there. This game was tough for me. And Larissa said, we were losing games that we should win. I size it up. We're so young. At this point in time, is our youngness going to come out? And this is the only reason why I say this. Is how young we are. And if these guys that we got are in the game right now, do we have anybody that could take care of CD Lamb and Pickens? Do we have guys like that? Can we get to Dak Prescott? Are we going to have injuries? I'm thinking about all this because it happened already last year, and this is a new year. I know that the coaching. I just don't feel good about this game, and my wife is going to be so happy I'm saying this, but I think we're going to be 5-5 after that game. But I hope we don't. Prove me wrong, Raiders. Prove me wrong, Raiders. I just think that. I don't know, man. That might be a game though that could switch. We could win a different amount of games. Now week 12 we go to the Browns. Youth and depth. I think our youth is gonna be a lot exposed, and I think our young guys are in the game already. Our veterans that we try to have out is not panning out, and our young guys are in the game. But we get this win. We get this win against the Browns because at home, and we should get them. They quarterback situation. I don't give a fuck if Shadir's there. I'm not hoping Shadir gets busy on the fuck that. I don't give a shit about Shador Sanders. He ain't playing for the Raiders. So that's what's up. Then we go to the Chargers. We're at the Chargers. And then, like I said again, our youth is playing. Our young guys are in there. And I think this is a loss also. And I'm just being honest. Believe you me, I don't like to say that. But you got to think logically, right? New regime, new players. And we want to be who we want to be. And this is where we start playing like it. It shouldn't be the 13th game where that we have our identity. But our identity should be, hey, we want to run the football. This will be a great game. I think it's going to be a great game. It'll be a physical battle. That's what I want it to be. These games are going to be physical battles. So now we're 1-3 against the division. right? Next week after that, December 7th, we have the Broncos. And after that loss to the Broncos that at week 10, we're gonna come back and bomb that ass. We're gonna shut everybody up, and we're gonna kick Denver's ass at home. And I think we're gonna get this game. It's gonna be another physical game. This division is gonna be really, really physical. So we gotta dominate that front. The front's gotta dominate, and I think we get that win at home. So now we're 7-6. Are we happy? You know, you pretty much can say, "Hey, man, this is a great game. You know, we got something coming up, and the next game after we get a good win out the Broncos, we got to go to the Super Bowl champion, defending champion, Philadelphia, and we can all pretty much, unless we do something. You know, the low Raiders going to Kansas City and smacking that ass. What are the odds of that? But it can happen. Very confident that it can. But I think our youngness is going to be out there. And we're going to have to depend on young players. Injuries, you got to consider that. Okay? You got to be logical. I'm not dissing. Dub Raider got exactly almost what I did. Almost what I said. So I don't think we're going to get this Philly game. I don't think we're going to get it. So now we're 7-7. Now, you know, people are going to start saying, hey, the Raiders are improved. We are improved. 7 wins is way better than. And we beat the Vegas odds already. So if you put the over, you win it, unless the odds change. You know, but if you stick it right now and say, hey, we're going to have 7 wins, Gravy told you, we'll be 7-7 by week 15. Okay? Then we go at the Texans. We go to the Texans, and I think that the Texans are way more ahead of us. And it's on the road, you know, and the weather's not a problem. But I think the Texans get us. And the reason why is it's going to be quarterback play and defense. That defense is going to be pretty good. And this is the game where I was looking at, and I looked at the overall picture. This is where I think Jansen gets sold up. This is where I think that they're going to really concentrate. They're probably going to be in the playoff picture. They're going to be solid, and then they're going to have that. I think the Houston's going to have a come up. I don't think C.J. Stroud is going to have the little drought year that he had last year. I don't believe in sophomore slumps. I just think that coordinators figure you out, then that's their figuring out process, and they do different things to mess with your head as far as fronts are concerned and defenses. So it's not the slump of the quarterback; it's what coordinators are doing to you. So I think we get the you know, not at 500 after a high, you know, after Philly. I think we go back. I think we do the 2 in a row loss. We'll be upset. We'll be bitching. So we'll be 7-8 at that time. You know, week 16, we should say, hey, I think we'll be in the hunt. Right there, we'll be in the hunt. And then we got the Giants at home after the Texans. I believe so. I wrote that different. And I think we smacked the Giants. And I don't think they're not going to be able to deal with Genty. I think Genty's going to run all over. He's going to have an amazing game this time. Giants is going to be out of it. We're going to be, like I said, in the hunt. We will be mentioned in the hunt, and I think we're going to dominate that game. There'll be no match for us. I think the Giants are going to be a bad team. They'll be picking high next year. Then we go to week 18 with the Jets, and that puts us at an 8-8 record. Damn good. Damn good for what Vegas has us at, and those wise guys, bro. They're not wrong many times. You know, they're not going to lose money, especially with their home team. You know, with the home team, they're not going to lose money. So I think that prediction is fairly good. They're not going to lose money to people that picked the over. But then we got Kansas City at home on week 18. I think we win that game. I think that's when we we top it up. We top it off right there. So that makes us 3-3 in the division. Exactly what I wanted, and that's not what I was. That's not what I was looking forward to. It just planned out on my wins and losses. I think we beat our division teams at home, and we don't get the wins when we're at their place, and that's an improvement for me. And then year 2, we could start beating these teams at their place because we'll be better. So overall, riding without optimism or without me, being any kind of bias. The only I have us at 9-8. That's Gravy's prediction of this team is 9-8, and I think that's a great improvement. I would be happy with that. And then playoff picture, you don't know. It could, depending on, I'm not picking what Denver does. I'm not picking what the Chargers do. Definitely not picking what the Chiefs do. But as far as we're concerned, that's Gravy prediction right there. It's a logical position. I think it's well thought out. The only game that I didn't like picking was the Cowboy game. These young players by then are gonna be are they overwhelmed with Monday night? Because I expect these rookies to get in there and play. I expect them to get in there. And I hope they do, and I hope they play well. But I think at that point they're gonna be at that level to where they have to play above their the rookiness and ball out against veteran wide receivers. It's basically our secondary. That's what I'm worried about that day. They have 2 all-pro wide receivers. You could say that Pickens is a nutcase, but he's a damn good football player nutcase. He balled out over there. So 9-8. What do you guys think? I think at best we could be 10-7, and at worst we could be 8-9. So that's a 2-game span. Bear game, Dallas game, like that. 8-9 would be a great season too. We beat the Ravens at home. Yes, Larissa. We beat the Ravens at home. And we beat them at their place too. That was a surprise. But what do you guys think about that? What do you think about that? My 9-8 win total. Not too drastic, not too disappointing, but I hope everybody agrees with it. It was the best I could do. You have your ifs and buts about some games. But the one that hurt me the most was the Dallas game. And I'm not just going to sit here and say, look, we're going to win that game because it's at home and it's against Dallas. We beat them Thanksgiving. We beat them last time. And Dub Raider telling everybody that those 2 games right there, there's always that game that we have, Raider Nation, that we lose, and we don't know fucking why. But hey, man, I got one of my boys with me. He came through. I hope he heard what I was talking about and what he thinks. What's up, Raider Gay, man? How you doing, my boy? How you doing, man?
Chilling.
How you doing this wonderful morning with us? Thank you for being here, brother.
Wednesday morning. Yeah, what I mean?
Hump day was great. Hump day stogie, that's what I said.
Yeah.
How's your day going, bro?
Chilling, man. Just fucking I don't know, man. I mean, I've been fucking. I know I'm a big time Raider fan, but I've been fucking into all this fucking hip hop right now. I don't know. I just like there's all kinds of fucking hip hop going on right now, so I just been into that shit for right now. But yeah, man, this shit's fucking. I'm just chilling, man. Just chilling.
Oh, you got Kendrick coming up this week, don't you?
Saturday. It's going. 2 Saturdays in a row. I'll be at SoFi this Saturday and then at Allegiant next Saturday to watch him. So yeah, I just wanted to go to the LA one because I know he's gonna bring out people. I know he's gonna bring out a lot of people because it's the home. It's the home. You know what I mean? It's hometown. So it's like he's gonna probably bring out a lot lot of special guests in LA, but I'll
Yeah,
be in both, man. Next week is more like a vacation type shit, but a lot of my nephews and nieces that are going with us,
that'd
they
be
wanted
dope.
to go to that concert too, so we said, "Fuck it, we'll go out there to Vegas too." And it's Raider Stadium anyway, so I just love being in that stadium for whatever reason. You know what I mean? So, oh yeah, man. So yeah, it is Kendrick week. I'll be Kendrick and SZA. Can't forget SZA. Kendrick and SZA.
Hey, did you hear my predict? I finally laid it out, bro. I couldn't hold it that much anymore. I finally laid it out. I have the Raiders going 9-8. No better, no best than the best I
Okay.
could do. The best I
Okay.
could do. The best I could do was 10-7, and the worst is 8-9.
See, the worst
Those,
I think that the worst for me, because I said I was early last week. I said uh I think we could get over our over under with 6.5.
mhm.
I think our, like, my low end is probably 7. Like I think we should, like, that 7 and 10. I think that's like our, like, probably our bottom, our floor,
Mhm.
our ceiling. I would just say, I just like, because we are a team that's gonna travel. We are the team that has to travel the most in all of the NFL this season. So, like, between like, because we have the most traveling, and we have the most disparity of where there's only one game where we have the advantage of days rested. Every other game, we are at a disadvantage because we're going to be on a short week, or the team that played before us is going to have longer rest.
Longer rest.
So yeah, so like, I know that we're the worst team for that, right? So it's like, they didn't do us any favors in that. I like the schedule, as in, I mean, I know there's hard teams playing the NFC East. Dallas is going to be improved. The Eagles are good. Washington's good. So that's a good division over there. But I also think that, like, the way that they kind of like the way that they kind of like scheduled us, I think we could get on some type of momentum if we could if we can actually go out and beat some of these teams that are not the upper echelon of the league. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So that's that
we
like
have a lot of those
that
games, bro.
we have to be able to do that. If not, shit, man, it's gonna be an ugly year. But if we could do that, which that's why I have confidence in Pete, I think we could get anywhere from 7, like, I want to say 10 double digits, but I'll say right now 9, 7 and 9. Like, I know it's not a big disparity or whatever, like, not a big change or whatever, but 7 and 9, actually, in the NFL, every win is big. So 9 wins from 7 is a big thing, because that makes you over 500, and it's still, you know what I mean, with the AFC, how like, the potential of being, so close together, like, so locked up in together with the records and stuff like that, because there's a lot of cool teams. So, like, I think 9 and 7 can be that, on the fence of playoffs. And if not, though, that's still a shit, man. That's night and day from where
That's
we
a,
were
that's
at. You
night
know what I
and
mean?
day. That's what I'm saying. And those two games is specifically, and being that it's a division game, if we get 4 wins in our division game, I'm gonna be ecstatic. You know what I mean? That means that we swept the team. We swept the
I mean,
team.
to be honest, even if we go 3-3, like, I would love it too, because from
That's
last
what I
year when
have us
we couldn't
doing.
win a fucking game, you know what I mean? Because we couldn't win a fucking game. So, like, if we could go 3-3 and split the division with 3 playoff teams from last year, I mean, those are 3 playoff teams. That's a big improvement.
I got us winning. I only have us 2 losses, bro, in our home games.
Okay.
2 losses in our home games, and then
Okay.
and two of the ones that you probably wouldn't think I would say. I have us losing to the Bears at home, and that's a game where I think that we're gonna fuck up. At no
That's
other
early, right?
game. Yeah, it's an early game. I think it's week 4.
Week 4. Week 4.
It was a game to where I said, this is a game where, like Gino is gonna do something crazy and it's gonna hit us again, and we're gonna lose by a field goal or something. It's gonna be late in the game, and he's gonna get us in that way. And the other game is a game that I'm going to, and I didn't want to say this, but it's a Dallas game. I'm real nervous about that game, and I had us. I'm more comfortable saying that we can win the Bears game, but I think the emotion of the Dallas game with the young players, because the Dallas game, I think these young players are going to be put in situations to where they're going to have to play. Gabe. These young dudes are going to have
Dallas's
to be.
New coach?
Yeah, they have a new coach, but
who is it?
Schottenheimer. It's another.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I remember.
But they have Dak, and then Dak during the regular season balls out, and he balls out.
And they picked up George Pickens. You know what I mean?
George Pickens, and see that who we got solidified that could cover those guys. They don't have a running game. They don't have a run. They got Devontae Williams and shit like that over there. But Desert Raider, what's up? Dark, my man, what's up, man? Thank you for being here with me. Great support. Thank you for being here. That's a game right there that I'm nervous about, bro. That I put it as a loss. So that's the Bear game is more of a win for me than Dallas game. I'm more comfortable saying that, but I don't want to lose that game. I don't want to lose a Dallas game, but I think these young guys are going to be out there now. And there's a couple of games where I said the Jacksonville game, I think that's when Ascent-Genti's going to explode, and he's going to take it over. And then I also said we got to win a game after our bye, man. How long has it been since we haven't had a win after our bye? It's been a while. It's been a couple of years since we haven't did that. And so that was my thing at 9-8. I think that's a drastic. We should be motivated for the year coming up after that. And I think we're gonna probably get 13 or whatever. Get some more young guys. Get some more free agents. I don't have a problem with it. But after Gravy's exclusive schedule prediction, I'm gonna stick with it. I ain't gonna back off of it. It's locked into my Rolodex, and I just hope I'm wrong on 2 games. I might be wrong on some wins, but those 2 games, I think that I want to have a loss.
Got the little chat in the corner right here now. See the little chat in the corner?
What'd you say?
No, it's our chat, but right here in the corner now.
Yeah, I see it. It's always been like that.
The little no. On the screen on YouTube right now.
I see it.
Yeah.
You never seen that before? I just an update. It was an update. It told us that we were gonna have an update like that. I used to see it on the TV because I'm looking at us on the TV just to see if I come out good.
You could do that on YouTube and just put like the chat on the screen as a person like that. Yeah, you could do that. But right here like that, that's the first time I've seen that little option for it. So like to put it actually on the screen like that. But that's cool.
Mo did that because I don't know what I'm doing on this stuff. But
yeah, that's cool. That's cool though. But hey, that shit, 35 in the building, man. That's cool, man.
34, 35 in the building. 5 wins, progress from last year. I don't want 5 wins, James Furpo. Thank you for being here, brother. 5 wins is 5 wins.
I mean, technically, it does give us, it does technically, but that's not the improvement we want. That is not the improvement we want, man. Like, especially because we want to go get a quarterback that we feel like is going to be better, right? Like I'm still, a little skeptical of Gino because he still needs to prove it to me, like at that level that he did, that 1 year. Like hopefully he can do that here, but like it's still, regardless, it's still like I still think it's an improvement. You know what I mean? We still got the best running back in college football. You know what I mean? We still got one of the better receivers too. Like you know what I mean in this draft. Like we got a lot of pieces coming back that are going to be healthy. You know what I mean? So 5 wins, like, yeah, bro. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, like you'd say it's technically better, but it's like when you take into account the coaching change, where that's supposedly a thing we were complaining about last year too, because our coaching wasn't there. You know what I mean? And this is supposed to be the coach that it's supposed to get us back into that prominent space. You know what I mean? Where we're all, I think a lot of us can agree that a lot of us have said this offseason that's one thing that we could agree on, that Pete Carroll's going to bring, a different culture. You know what I mean? Like competitive to the locker room and shit like that. So if he's bringing all of that stuff in and we got these other pieces and stuff like that, 5 wins, yeah, bro, that's not gonna be fucking. I don't think that's gonna be satisfying for anybody.
Trap God, what's up, man? That's what I had. Have you heard the exclusive Coach Gravy picks for the season? I rarely do it. I say it early sometimes, but I'm all out of whack sometimes. But I logically thought about it for weeks, seen the schedule, wrote it down, kept it, and I was only it was real sincere of me. I think we're gonna. And it always happens, no matter who's freaking coaching. We always give a game up where something happens, and that happens in football. But it's not understandable. It's not acceptable. But we always do it. Every team does it. They lose a game, they should win, and unless you're undefeated, it don't happen. But that 9-8 was my prediction. With
That's not bad, bro.
two games being iffy, the Bears game and the Dallas game. But also, Gabe, I had a topic. I don't know if you was listening to me, but that I had three men expectations that I have for the Raiders. And you know me, man, I expect a lot from the guys that we pay a lot of money to. And I talk about it. And those three guys, in a nutshell, were Max Crosby. You know, I think he's the face and the spirit of this organization. It's not the team. He's the face of this organization.
Sure.
And he needs to step up, bro. He needs to be close to a 20 sack season, bro. 17, 18.
I mean, the way he's talked about, the way we talk about him, and this is what I can't agree with you on. The way we talk about him, the way the league talks about him, the way the media talks about him, he needs to be a defensive player of the year candidate.
Yep.
At least a candidate, bro. Like he has to be at that. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like it's not necessarily you don't have to win it because there's always politics into that shit too, or like, you know what I mean, and this and that, right? But be a candidate, bro. Like be out there and be dominant, like the way we've seen you. You know what I mean? So like that if you do that, we've seen him take games into his fucking hands. You know what I mean? Like last year, fucking Baltimore. You know what I mean? So it's like we've seen him take games into his hands, bro, and dominate. So it's like I don't expect that every single game. I mean, it would be nice because that's the type of dominant player. That's what dominant players do. I mean, but let's get you on that. You know, like where people are not denying that you're just as good as the TJ Watts, you know what I mean, the Myles Garrett's, the all those. You know what I mean? Like we have to.
You get paid like it, bro. You get paid like it.
Be on that level.
You know, I understand you were hurt, but you got to make sacrifices now. You got to get taken out the game in certain situations where you're not needed. You know, you got to take time off to longevity. We need you in there. You know, not playing hurt. Be healthy so you can be a benefit to us in the long run. And then, you know, we won 2 games without you, bro. So you know that can happen.
He plays like he's a defensive player of the year candidate, bro. We're for definitely. I see 9-10 wins.
Yeah, exactly. That's with him healthy. And all this was him healthy. Him taking plays off. He has to do that, or his longevity. He ain't gonna be there the way he plays. Love the way he plays, but you got to be logical. And say, man, I ain't gonna be in there a long time. My time in the NFL is gonna be shortened drastically if I can't play. And another guy, bro, besides Max Crosby, the big name guys, and it's Christian Wilkins, bro. I expect a lot from Christian Wilkins to come back. You know, it's iffy. It's not significant data that we have that he's hurt still and he's gonna get surgery.
So what I'm hearing that he's practicing in his cleats and all of that stuff, but then when he comes off the field, he goes back into the boot for precautionary, like what you were talking about last year. That's last week. I mean, so it's that's what I've been hearing a lot of. So it still could be a lingering issue because just the stability of that bone, like now, you know what I mean. So that's going to be I think the problem moving forward. I don't think the problem is him wearing a boot. I think the problem is
he healthy?
How is that going to react when he's out there on actual game day, Sunday, where
Christian Wilkins mode.
Christian Wilkins all that weight on it, like 100% type of shit on it. You know what I mean? So that's what scares me. Like I think he'll get to the season. You know what I mean? Because I think they're going to be precautionary about it. They're going to do all of that to get him to the season. But that's where I would be more worried about than actually right now. Like I think right now it's more for precaution because I see him out there working out. in his shoes and shit like that. So and his cleats. So, but
You
when
see
he
him.
comes off the field, they're putting him back in a boot with that as to reports. So it's like I think that's when it's more where we gotta be really glued in. Like okay, hopefully he can make it through the first, second, third game. You know what I mean? And then that it reacts right because
Because
that's the real problem.
I don't want this excuses. Oh, he's hurt this year. We could take some time off. No, this dude's getting $100 million, and he got an injury from doing dumb shit, for dumb shit happening, and it wasn't. I don't know why. I was the only one saying that's fucked up how he got injured because he did it on a reaction. It wasn't a good play. You know, it was just, that shit happens. I know, but he's a big man with a hurt foot, and that's not good in the NFL. That's not a good thing to have. But the boot is precaution, and he's practicing. He goes to rehab and he rehabs it and he puts a boot on. That's not a problem. You do that. And one thing I want to mention, Dub Raider came on and he said it's a marathon, not a sprint. Why can't it be a sprint, bro? Why can't it be a sprint? We've been thinking that. We've been thinking
sprint, like what's the context? What is the context? Like the sprint of being good right away? Or
you know, I don't know what it pertains to, but I understand what he means. But I just can't say it's a marathon, not a sprint. We've been on a marathon for 20 years, bro. It's sprint. It start out.
Yeah, if it's a marathon, if it is a marathon, the one thing I will say, I hope these marathons, I hope we start off like the Kenyans because I don't want to start off slow. Exactly. I hope we start off like those Kenyan motherfuckers, you know what I mean, that run marathons. So that's the type of marathon I want to be running. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to be running this marathon where you're from the back and it's gonna take you to mile 25.
Then you got to sprint. Then you got to change up the sprint. Win a bunch of games. Everybody knows it. Then you could get into your marathon mode. You got such a good lead that you just kick. And we're not at that position to where we could just kick back and run a marathon. You know, but. Oh, you talking about the draft?
Marathon mode. I get the marathon. Now you idea though because I get the marathon idea though because of the thing. I think that we've been put in a bad situation for previous regimes too, and I think these guys are trying to get their own guys in, trying to get from younger, which I think they're going to coach them up to where we're going to be competitive. But like I could understand the marathon route thing just because of the fact that I think Pete's going to. Within his time here, he will get this time back to what we want. So where it might take a little longer. That's why I think that's where the marathon term comes in. You know what I mean? So it's
and he explained it. Building through the draft, not put band-aids on stuff. But free agency is very important. Also, we can't downgrade. You go over the top. We win 9 games. Our free agency is going to be different. You know what I'm saying? It was going to be. We were a bad team, and me and Gabe expected us to get better, top-notch players with that money, and it would have been less players, and you know, as far as free agents are concerned, but better players, bro, solidified, all-pro guys. Me and Gabe wanted, but you know, I guess we got to settle for this lateral movement that we did, and everybody's happy with that. But if I still got us winning, that was very, very in my mind when I was picking these games that. The lateral move.
I would say lateral at best on defense.
At best, yeah.
On offense, we got better. On offense, we got better.
Yeah, we're better in offense right now.
We got better, but on defense, I would say lateral at best.
Yeah, we kind of stayed the same. We got young. We're very young in the back. You know, we're solid. We're solid up front.
And I say at best. I say at best too because I don't know if we're gonna be able to replace Spillane. I don't know if we're gonna be able to replace, like, you know what I mean, like the coverage ability of. I
can replace Hobbs. I don't know if we can replace Hobbs.
So it's like that's why I'm saying at best. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like on defense, but I do think the defense will also play better than we played, you know, late in last year too, just because of the simple fact we were gonna get healthy bodies back early, and if they can stay healthy, that's gonna help out too. But at best, we got like the players that left and the players that came in. It's at best. That's what I'm saying on defense. On defense only.
I think so too. That's the way I feel. I wasn't happy with the you know the Spillane and Roberts. I mean, you can change my mind, bro. You outshine me. That's what we're here for, to talk about it. I have my views with it. I wanted better players at linebacker. That was a problem, and I think if we think that it's still a problem, and I understand what Dub was saying now, with the draft and all that, but I thought he was the A. I want to start out fast. We've never done that. With Gruden, we were 3-0. Then what happened? It went down. Yeah. We lost all them games.
I think we were hit by that injury bug a lot though too. I think that's a big thing that like you can't really account for because that's just something that happens throughout the year. Like you don't know who's gonna get. You can't predict who's gonna get injured or anything like that. You can just predict the guys that you have out there for the start of the season and pencil them in, right? So it's like. And that's what I think why we played really bad in a lot of places too last year because we were suffering from a lot. So yeah, Dub, like I keep iterating this too. Like shit, man, that injury problem thing. If we could stay healthy, bro, like even with the players we have right now, that's a big thing in the NFL. Like because any team, a good team can suffer some injuries and have a bad year. You know what I mean? So it's like. So it's like that's the thing. The injury thing is just something that you can't really account for. But like if you could stay healthy, we have players. We have some top-notch players especially on the defensive line, bro. Like right now, if those guys can stay healthy, which that's where we suffered the most last year on that defensive line. We're getting back basically our whole defensive line back. We didn't have Wilkins. We didn't have Crosby for most of the year. We didn't have fucking Kuntz for all year. You know what I mean? So it's like basically we're getting a whole new defensive line. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be tough for offensive coordinators to figure it out because I watch those shows, Gabe. I watch them Denver shows, even the one or two of them they have, and they're worried about that front we got. Even with Kuntz, they see as much as we say, hey, he had 8 games, but he has a great contract. He has a prove it deal, and I think he's gonna prove it. Now I'm not with all this Trey Hendricks shit. That was Raider shit. That was Raider fandom shit right there to me. You knew my.
Yeah, that's why I said like that's for fans. I mean, I would love the dude here because I mean like I said that just picturing him and Max on opposite sides. That's crazy. That's a crazy duel. But like I just said right now, it's basically like almost like a new defensive line this year. I mean, they're getting coached up. You know what I mean? I think they're all gonna come off a year where obviously all of them were injured, but. I think that they're coming back with something to prove. All these guys, all 3 of these guys. You know what I mean?
So it's like the main factor, Gabe, is they're getting coached better. They're getting coached better than what they were before. And just with that talent, J-Dog, what's up, man? Thank you for being just with that talent, it's going to be an improvement. Wilkins with that talent. It was the same coach, but just the environment, Pete Carroll involved in it, is going to be better. And another guy. I had 3 guys. I had another 2 on that were doing it. Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers was one of those 3 that I have high expectations for. He should have been the offensive. If Jaden Daniels didn't do what he did, and he wasn't a quarterback, if there was any other player,
no doubt,
it would have been Brock Bowers, rookie. And maybe what Saquon did, but I would have put him top 5 as offensive player of the year. What he did, he guided our team. He took over that team, that offense, and did everything by himself. We pushed the ball to him so much, and he accomplished amazing shit. This dude ain't a tight end. He ain't your typical tight end. He's what Raider fans call a beast. He is a beast. So my expectations for him is to be in that category, bro. He was at the end of the day, he was the best tight end in football. So take that over. His second year as being the legit best tight end in football. He's going to take over all these dudes. He's going to take over this dude from Arizona. He's going to take over Hawkinson. He's going to take over Kelsey. He's going to take over all these dudes where he just stands alone by himself.
Because his game is different, bro. It's because his game is so much different from those guys. Those other guys are prototypical tight ends where and not prototypical tight ends because a lot of these guys are also, have that new type of tight end mentality where they're more passing type tight ends, they're more pass catching type tight ends. You know what I mean? But Bowers is just different, man. Like he has he could play a receiver role. Like he has that agility to be like a receiver type shit. You know what I mean? It's just a lot of these tight ends are big, fast, whatever like that, but have a little bit of stiffness into them. You know what I mean? I don't see that in Bowers. I just don't see that in Bowers.
I expect
He's
him,
different.
and the reason why my expectations are so high, I want him to be. If he can top what he did last year, the vision of him is just unknown, bro. It could be different shit, bro. He could set the tone for tight ends in the NFL. He could change the game, and he has that type.
I mean, it's not far fetched, bro, because first to be in your first year and to be the All Pro, to be an All Pro, to basically be the best. That's basically like naming him the best tight end of that year. You know what I mean? When there's a bunch of tight ends out there that are still
good,
great tight ends, really, really good tight ends, and like for him to come out straight out of there and with the expectations too, because this dude's been a baller since his fucking freshman year. I mean, I'm pretty sure in high school and all of that shit, but I'm talking about since he stepped on foot at Georgia, which Georgia's a powerhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Since he stepped foot at Georgia, he's basically been known as the best tight end in college.
And there's been tight ends coming out of Georgia that are number one picks that didn't do half the shit as he did in his first year. But the
year before last year, he came out. Yeah, they said he would have been the first tight end then.
Yes, he would have. So he stayed. I think he got a national. I think he got a natty. I think he got a natty for that. And stick around and do that. Be in the college experience, which is great. It was before that NIL shit came.
But isn't he like the oldest? He looks like the oldest 23-year-old in the fucking.
Yeah, he's going bald already. He's like he got that Renfro look. But I ain't gonna fuck with him.
He looks like that fool from that used to play for the Lakers and now he played for the Thunder, Caruso.
Yeah, see, he got this already, Gabe. He got like what we got, bro, like that.
Oh, man. Look at the oldest 23, 24-year-old in the league.
He's 23-year-old ball headed. That's what's up. That's what you do it, bro. And then I had two honorable mentions that I have expectations for. And one of them, the one, probably no surprise, is Geno Smith. I think Geno Smith has to. Yeah. He has to do beyond. You know, I'm not.
That's been our Achilles heel. Like out of all things, because we've had a lot of problems, but that's been our Achilles heel.
Yeah, he has to. The expectations that I have from him, I can't say because it's going to be over expectations. And I talk about people that do that, but we gotta have this sense of mind, and we gotta be telling people that this dude has to ball out for. If we have an average Geno Smith, we're gonna win 7 games, 6 games. But if we get Geno Smith at his best, we're gonna win 9 games, 10 games, man.
If we have a fucking,
and we're putting guys around him.
If we have an average, I think I'm with. I don't know who said it earlier. I think we're like at a 5-win team.
Yeah, he needs help. Geno Smith is the type guy that needs help, and then he can't do it all on his own. He's not that type guy. So the expectations, but my expectations for him is to get those guys going, and with Chip Kelly's perfect blend of what he can do, and that's why they went and got Geno. They had Chip Kelly already.
Keep the ball out. If he balls out, we can get to that.
We're gonna win games if he balls out.
For sure.
And the other one, as Dark just said, is Aston Genty. My expectations for Aston Genty is high, but we didn't have shit before. And so just adding him, the expectations that everybody is saying, I'm not giving him the yards that everybody says, or he ain't worth that shit.
I'm just putting big. I'm not putting an exact number. Like I know what you're saying. I think you're not putting an exact number, but you have big expectations.
Uh-huh.
Like you're going to be able to see why we picked it. That's what you want to see.
That's what I want to see. That's exactly what I want to see.
I think that's what I was saying like last week too. Where like I think like I just put the number 1,000 because I think with his ability and his his just his raw talent, dog. Like I just think he can get there with no problem. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to put a specific number, but I just put that number as like a benchmark to where I think he can surpass that easily to me. I don't know where he'll end up. Like I don't want to put exact number of where he'll end up, but I think with his talent and then like with the added like element of Chip Kelly's offense and having the not being able to always stack the box because you don't respect, you know what I mean, the quarterback's arm, or you don't respect the quarterback's legs. You just don't respect it. Like last year, I just think teams were like, okay, Minshew, do something. Yeah. You throw your way into a win. I mean, and then when when AOC was out there, they're like, we're gonna put everybody up in the box because you cannot move out of the pocket.
And we're gonna
You
get
know what
to
I mean?
you.
So just those added elements, I think, are going to just open up the run game.
And that's what we need. We need to have a run game to develop the run. We need to have a running back to develop the run game. And that's what I think people slack. We don't need 4 guys. We don't need, this running back by that's McDaniel shit. That's when New England was winning Super Bowls and shit. Nah, we ain't them. We're not like that. We've always been a bell cow type guy. We had all these guys for Josh Jacobs and said Josh Jacobs just needs help. Josh Jacobs got 1,600 yards. And we're a better team with that.
Hey, Desert, we might not have a number 1, but we have a hell of a guy that's right on the edge, because to get 1,000 yards with this team last year was crazy to me, especially when almost all the targets were going to Bowers. Did drop one football all year. So it's like Jacoby's that dude, man. Like he might not be that top end one guy that everybody wants or anything like that, but he's a good receiver. And then the added, Jack Besh, I think that right there, like Jack Besh might not be that one guy too either, Rob. But when you have 2 solid guys like that, I think out there that don't drop the ball, I don't know, man. It's gonna be hard to stop. And then you got your number 1 target in Bowers, which he can do pretty much. Then you got a speed guy in Thornton. You know what I mean? With 6'5". I mean, we still got to see what he's gonna do. Like it's like, I don't know, man. They that number 1 thing I've been saying this all off season. The number one receiver never fucking like really mattered to me that much. Getting a number 1 receiver this offseason, because our number 1 receiver / weapon, whatever you want to call him, is Bowers.
Yeah. And it's and if he could just take that number 1 corner, because there's not a lot of teams that have a safety, all pro safety, and an all pro corner. And it's a situation like Denver where you got Samuel out there too, Samuel Jr. Or is he Denver? And Samuel plays for the Chargers, I think, and he covered Bowers well, but the mismatch on that is. And then when you got a guy like Bash in that getting yards and a guy like Jacoby getting yards, you confuse them, and then you have to put those. And then you don't go to Bowers, you're gonna have an off day, but Bowers can do that because in the long run you have to do that, make that sacrifice. And Chip Kelly will do that. It's just not give it to Bowers. We forced the ball to Bowers last year, and we forced the ball to Jacoby last year because we didn't have a run game. Just with Genty in there with a little bit. That's what my expectations for Genty has to be there, because he has to get that going, and then they'll make it way easier for Bowers and all them other guys to do it. And Gino will play better with Genty getting busy, even 60, 70 yards a game. That's cool for me. A couple of touchdowns. We need to score touchdowns running the football. We only scored 5 touchdowns last year running the football amongst 4 guys. Barely had over 1,000 yards. I looked at barely had over 1,000 yards with 4 guys
as a committee.
Mm-hmm. If we say we want a running back by committee, that's what you want, or one guy getting 1,200, 13. I'd rather have that. We haven't had a touchdown threat from the running back since JJ. Yeah, and I think we could do that.
We're gonna have that. We will have that this year, too.
With Mostert and the other guy.
We will definitely have that this year, bro, because I just don't see this dude being anywhere near the caliber of running back we had last year. You know what I mean? I have him on the caliber, and I don't want to be disrespectful to JJ, Josh Jacobs, but Genty's different, bro. He might not be what Josh Jacobs is already, because Josh Jacobs has been in this league a little bit longer. But dog, when it's all said and done, Genty's gonna be one of them greats, bro. I'm telling you.
It took Jacobs to get going a little bit too. He got busy his rookie year, but after a while, injuries piled up. He wasn't in games late, and he was steady. but that was with Gruden and that was with the McDaniel. And now, he's doing his shit at Green Bay, but I still get hurt when we lost him. If we still have JJ right now with this crew, that'd be dope. It wouldn't have been like last year. We had JJ last year, we probably would have won a couple more games.
For sure. We wouldn't have had a chance to grab Genty.
I think we would have picked lower, and we would have had got a linebacker or a receiver or something like we wanted, like everybody wanted. But don't be disappointed with Genty, because I don't know. I think we're going to use him. We're going to use him hard. He's going to run him hard in the beginning, and I think he's going to bust a couple of games is where he's going to come out. Then I had that Jaguars game is where I had the Bears and the Jaguars to where he's going to come out. Those games right there. He's gonna be going like this, and I'm the one that's gonna be saying, "Let him get going. Let that offensive line. It needs to be set. The offensive line needs to be set in the beginning, and then Genty's gonna start getting his little work in."
I have a feeling, bro. I just have a feeling he's gonna come out in New England and do something special at game one. I don't know why, but I have a feeling he's gonna do something special game one.
And then that's Chip. That's Chip. Like I said, man, there's all this marathon shit. We've been doing it for 20 years. Why not pop out the blast like a cannon and just go out? You know what I mean? Run, start sprinting right off the bat. Do that shit. Let's go. And then the next game after that, then if we do something like that, I'll change my losses. If we start doing that, and we can't fall off because the coaching.
I just have a feeling he's gonna come out, run heavy and ready to show that he's ready for this fucking league, bro. I think Genty's ready. Like, he has that shit penciled in. Like, I'm gonna show everybody week one. Like, I don't know, man. And then it's just Josh McDaniels. I hope he comes out and does that shit to them, dog. It just goes over there. Fuck Josh McDaniels. We're gonna see that motherfucker week one.
Well, yeah, he's a good coordinator. And they picked their better team. And I was a dumbass that made a bet, but it's not the win or losses, it's the overall record. And I think they'll be better in the division. I think New England's gonna be better in the division, they'll be a better team, but the first game of the season, they won't be together. I think we'll be together. Just because
Gino cannot let Drake come out week one and outplay him, bro.
I don't think that either. I think Gino right now. But Drake May's young, but he's not better than Gino right now. He's not better than Gino.
Gino cannot let that happen, bro. Like, if Drake, but that's the thing too. Like, it's not that Gino can let that happen. That defense can't let that happen. Because there's a lot of times where these fucking rookie quarterbacks or these no-name quarterbacks, these motherfucking undrafted motherfuckers come in and throw 4 touchdowns against us. You know what I mean? Fucking. That's what I don't want to go happen in week one, bro. Like, let's come out with energy. Let's come out with like the deep. I hope the defense comes out, and I think they are. I mean, especially with this new, like that culture that they're trying to, pump into the locker room with the competing and all of that shit. So I think that we're gonna start off strong, man. I think we're gonna come out strong, but like you said, there's gonna be those games where I think we're gonna have to check ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, and fucking, because it is going to be, like maybe a wake up call. Like, okay, that's we need to be able to beat those teams. Like, you know what I mean? But hopefully, even if those games do happen, like, don't turn into like the team that we have been before, like where those maybe a game like that or 2 happen in a row, and then, you know what I mean? It's like it's a snowball effect, and the whole season is fucking pretty much, affected kind of through that. You know what I mean? So it's like we have to be able to take those as like fucking, teaching moments and be able to and get that take that to the next game and be able to, like, because it's a young team, man, and we're gonna have to learn how to win competitive games, because this is a young team. You know what I mean? A lot of ways, and that's where Max and Gino, and because we don't have a lot of them, a lot of these older guys that they're gonna have to be fucking. They're gonna have to fucking be captain, motherfucker. Like, they're gonna have to take this team because there's a lot of different young dudes, and these young dudes are different nowadays, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
I had all our young guys. I had our young guys going in there and saying, starting around week 6, week 7, around there, and that in between there's that Bears game, and you know, and I think the good teams that we're gonna lose to is gonna quarterback play with that young secondary. Our secondary is gonna be young, bro, and we gotta think about that. That we can't say they're gonna dominate. If they do, they do. But that's just a preseason prediction. Speaking of preseason, man, I was looking at preseason games. I've been to maybe back in the days, like maybe 2 preseason games. I don't dig them, but now that I watch players, and I would like to see. I don't know if Genty's going to play, but he has to play in preseason. But I don't know. I think that players, especially rookies, need to get calloused up for the preseason and get ready, especially running backs. They need to get what we call calloused up. They need to get beat up a little bit.
I don't think we'll see much. I don't think we'll see much, especially because there's only 3 games now.
Yeah, series or 2 in each game, but that 49er game.
And they're trying to, did you hear that they're trying to lower that to even 2 now? 2 preseason games? The only thing I say about that is we have, like last year, where I think it was like the last year or the year before that, where it was like the first year where we did the 3-game fucking preseason, right? So it's like, you seen how much the offenses kind of struggled at the beginning because they don't have as much time in training camp and all of that shit to get it shit together. And it's like, it was a little bit of ugly brand of football early. You know what I mean? In the season, like I was watching a lot of games around the league, and it was like a lot of ugly games in the beginning, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, and if they go down to 2 fucking games, that's gonna be crazy.
Ugly early. It's gonna be ugly early in the season. Real gameplay is gonna be ugly early. Yeah. I think they should keep it to 3. They don't play. The veterans don't play anyway. So let the young guys get in there and then they can top it off. Like the guys that can have a great 1 game and then make the team. So I think, and plus, it was out there that said that the Raiders are going to be with the 49ers and have some scrimmages with them. I think that's great.
Yeah, joint practices. Hopefully they don't end up like, like before, but like, because I love joint practices. The only thing I hope is that none of those fights happen and fucking big ass piles where injuries could happen. You know what I mean? Because that's the only thing.
That's always a problem. That's always a risk at everything, bro. They could get out their car and do some shit.
For sure. No, yeah, for sure. It's just like, damn, when you seen those fucking joint practices, like the Rams, that big Rams fucking rumble, the Raiders rumble, where the fans got involved too and shit like that back in the day.
Like, bro, I'm with that. What's up?
Those type of shit, they're bad. Like, see, those shit, they're cool and shit like that. But like, it's just like, damn, those, we want to stay healthy too. Just come out of it all healthy and we're good. So hopefully we don't have to look back and be like, fuck, man, like some shit like that happens and then we get hurt. So one of us should knock on wood. But yeah, like I just, that's gonna be good though, because I think the Niners, they lost a lot of players or whatever though, but it's a rivalry. That's a team that's still, that team is still gonna be, competitive over there, dog. Like they still have Shanahan over there. And they still got some players out there. So it's like, I think it's a good competitive team that we can go see. Because I think that was a problem last year. Remember in training camp, we were like, damn, the offense is looking good. The defense is looking good. But little did we know, like, they were looking good against each other.
In a sense, I get what AP did, but because you figured that our defense was so good, we figured our defense was going to be so good that, hey, you might as well practice against this top-notch defense and play like that type situation than another team. But you have to callous yourself and look at different situations. We don't know what they're going to do, and it's good to have that contact. Gets it out of you a little bit. Then you'll be more comfortable game 1 against another team by playing somebody else. I'm with that. I'm with Jordan practice.
You can treat that like an extra fucking preseason game type of shit. You know what I mean? And maybe that has us, starting off the year better too. Like, because that's gonna help out too, because some teams don't don't schedule those joint practices. And I'm not sure because I'm not gonna tell you that I went back and researched every single fucking team and see who had joint practices and then how they performed early in the season. But I'll be willing to go out on a limb and say, like, I bet you the teams that didn't fucking um didn't schedule any of those joint practices, and especially because of the effect of the shortened preseason last year, I bet you they started off the season a little slow.
Mm-hmm. Every team does. Every team does. Because in preseason, you're on a script, bro. And you don't expect to win every time. Oh, I'm going to pre. I want us to win. You want to win the game, but the situations is what you're one worried about. Are you in this situation? Are you third and long? What are we gonna do? And the people you put in there, your formations or the personnel, you get that out of the way. And when the game time really comes, then you're ready to go. That's four. It's not just to run around, it's just to see players if they make the team or not. You're still making. But last year, man, we were in a quarterback situation. Last game of the season, we finally said who was starting. And I was saying, man, who the fuck is our quarterback? We should have known that first preseason game, who was starting, get all those first-team reps. We're over here going 50-50. 50-50. I go, fuck that. I knew we were going to have a problem there. And I was saying that. Everybody was getting mad at me.
Yeah. We're already, in the 21st? So what, like less than 2 weeks away from those post June 1st too, the post June 1st cuts and shit like that too, which were, I think we still have some money available, and I think that's going to, they might, who knows, they might go use some of that. They might, go or they might use some of it to maybe extend Colton, maybe extend, but like that's where I think that's what might be the holdup on, still holding on to some of this money. You know what I mean? Like I still think they need to see what else is going to happen around the league with those, those post June 1st cuts.
We keep saying I'm watching other shows that I respect, and we keep saying that, hey, we need a receiver, we need a receiver, we need an X, we need a Z, we need the other. Who's available out there now, bro? And I know Keelan Allen's out there, and I know all this. And Gabe Davis is out there, bro. Gabe Davis is not gonna be a number one, but Gabe Davis has amazing games. A big guy, can catch the ball, blocks, perfect for the Raiders, bro. I always pick Gabe Davis in fantasy. I don't. He just rubs off on me that this guy's gonna do something. Every time I put him in, Gabe, he fucking has a 3 touchdown game and a ball out. Gabe Davis is out there, and he's not expensive. He's on a budget. We can get him for a budget, like the Raiders want to. But check this out too. I said this yesterday. I got a decent response on it. I was surprised that people were agreeing with me.
He was with the Jags last year, right? But he struggled last year. I think it was
the quarterback situation was different.
Yeah.
And then Thomas popped out. Brian Thomas popped out, and he has an amazing season. So I don't think that they knew that he was a number one pick, but they didn't think he was going to have the season that he did. But Gabe Davis contributed. Yeah. Gabe Davis, I see it all the time because, I had ATN on fantasy, and I used to watch ATN breaking loose, and who's there blocking for him? Fucking Gabe Davis is over there blocking a DB for him all the ways down the fucking sideline. And that's what I like. That's what we need. And that'll be a perfect person to get. Cheap, willing to go. And they let him go. They just let him go. He's a free agent. Perfect guy. Fuck Keenan Allen. Fuck all those other dudes I want. I just get.
I'd rather go get a corner, man. I'd rather go get a corner, to be honest. The other side of the football where we need, I think, to be honest.
Depending on Thornton to be that other guy.
I mean, not just Thornton. I think we still have Tucker, Thornton, DJ Turner. I think we still have, and then I think Besh and Jacoby are going to be the first two. To where I think and then you still got a lot of where we might play. I mean, 2 tight end sets with Mayer. We still have Mayer. So I think we have a lot of pass catchers to the part where not pass catchers, but I mean is we have enough. I think to where I think we need more help on the DB side, on that. You know what I mean, on the outside and the DB side. If we can get some good help there, some solid veteran help there. I think that's where we could be more well equipped.
I understand what you're saying, but he's out there. And it is also said this
No,
yesterday, bro, that our veterans that we're gonna pay, Miller and Jacoby Myers, which I would hate to lose. I think the negotiations are like this. They would say, "Hey, Besh, to me, is another younger Jacoby Myers." Yeah, I mean, you think I'm correct with that? I've been saying that, but
yeah.
and these replacements, the Jacoby Myers might want a little longer. They would say, "Hey, man, we'll give you 1 year, this amount of money," and we're saying the same thing to Miller, to Colton, saying 1 year contract, maybe two, and we're going to develop this guy Grant or Glaze or somebody, or pick up somebody on the next year and say that's your replacement also. So I was saying that, and I was surprised that a lot of people agreed with me. Yeah, Grave, you got something going on there, and really it's more Jacoby to me. But you can't. You got to have Gravy. I mean, you got to have Jacoby in the mix because he don't drop footballs. Besh is known for that. So just having two of them is amazing. I put Beck in slot right off the bat, bro. Starting slot, number one, right there. That's our guy. And there's no fall off.
Powers don't really drop balls either, too.
You had him starting, huh?
No, I said Bowers don't really drop fucking footballs either.
We got guys that don't drop the football. Hang on the football.
I do like that, man. And then especially with the game that kind of that Chip Kelly likes to run, you know what I mean? Like his type of like routes that he likes to run and shit like that. Like you need possession receivers like that. I just hope that this Dante Thornton can become somebody like that is really good, man, because he has size. He's fucking what, 6'4", 6'5", 4'3".
He's light and ass for a receiver, but hey, if he got that speed, it don't matter, bro. Guys like that.
Mean, you see now what's his name from fucking Kansas City has speed and skinny.
He's a little guy, bro. I seen him. I see him grow up. He's little as fuck. He's like 165 pounds, 170 something. At
like
best.
Hopefully Thornton can be something like that, man, because that would be awesome, bro. Like if you get that guy out of that pick, like shit, and then you already added like another Besh, like another fucking Jacoby too, like shit. That's gonna be dangerous, bro. That's gonna be a hard defense to cover just because you're always going to need somebody up top because of the threat of Thornton's speed, you know what I mean, and his size, you know what I mean. Then just to be able to cover the middle, it's gonna be a nightmare. And you know those intermediate routes with Jacoby.
Yes.
Jacoby's route running and like hopefully Besh can become that too, like bro. And then you got fucking the ultimate weapon in fucking Bowers. And then in the backfield you got fucking Ashton Genty. Shit, that's crazy, bro. Like that right there. Like I believe that's why I'm saying like
that's firepower.
That's why I'm saying if Geno plays like just decent, we're going to only win 5 games because Geno shouldn't just play decent with these guys, with these weapons that he has. He shouldn't just play
in a situation to where he could be better. You know what I mean? With these guys, with these playmaking type guys, he's in a better position to ball out. And then I don't see him falling off. But we have games like that where he's not playing as good. The defense has figured him out, or they got a good game plan.
On this team had 1,000 yards last year in the receiving corridor, and with the trash quarterbacks that we had. You know what I mean? And those are great weapons like that. And then you add 2 other weapons like fucking Besh and Genty.
There's no other thing but to come up. We might be disappointed on what we expect, but for the team, it's you look at it on paper and you say, wow, you know, games ain't won on paper. Games ain't won by names, but we got the guys there that they're super young, bro. We became one of the youngest teams in the NFL overnight game with the rookies that we expect to do. And we got people saying that these undrafted free agents that we got are going to be playing in games. You know what I mean? We got a corner, we got a linebacker. You know, Protect the Shield had that job guy. He protect, or is he a corner? I don't know. The safety.
I even have high expectations for the dudes we picked late, like in the defensive tackles, like Hemingway, like Tonka and JJ. You know what I mean? I have big expectations for them too. Now, like I think they're versatile. I think that JJ Peg was supposed to be picked a lot sooner, like according to a lot of people, but. Dude, he was sitting there fucking like That could be a fucking steal right there, man. You know what I mean? Like that. I just and then the one that I hope, but it's just that I think that we addressed it a little too late. Hopefully he can become something. Is that guy Lindenberg? Like if he could come out and be productive
Oh,
and
Lindenberg, yeah.
for being picked so late, because I did see him play. I seen him play one game. I'm not gonna lie, like one whole game
Hmm.
where he played against USC because Minnesota played USC and actually beat USC, and he popped out on the screen as one of their defenders. Like he really did pop out on the screen. Now, will that translate? Will that be able to be in the because so did Eichenberg. Eichenberg popped out on the screen for Ohio State, but he was a non fucking he was just nothing last year. You know what I mean? So hopefully the coaching, like we've been kind of harping on. Hopefully that's the reason, because we always say Pete Carroll. We always refer back to the Legion of Boom. You know what I mean? Like he's been able to get these defensive backs and do these wonders with them or whatever like that, right? So that's what we're hoping on. Like that, I think that's what's going to be so important, dog, because I hear a lot of people also say, we need help. Like me too. We need help in the defensive backs, and they need to play out of their mind. Like I think my nephew right here, Miguel, he was
Yeah.
saying earlier, like we need DBs. And we need
Worried about
DBs.
it. He's worried about the
Worried about it.
secondary.
But if Pete Carroll is that dude that he's shown to be, like I hopefully he still has that shit too, like to be able to coach that up. I don't think that leaves you. So I'm just hoping that he can be able to coach these guys up that he brought in, like the Stokes, you know what I mean, like and the Jacorian Bennett. Hopefully he could get the best out of Jacorian Bennett. You know what I mean, like and the decams. You know what I mean. So it's like they have the physical abilities. You see, all those guys have the physical abilities. You know what I mean. The Stokes quick. You know what I mean. You got decam fucking 4.3 speed
Mhm.
physical dude. You know what I mean. And you got also Jacorian Bennett used to fucking wrestle. Fucking he ran 4.32. Fucking a physical. He was known as a physical corner in college. Like and then the guy that they picked, you know what I mean? The guy that they picked in the fourth round, Darius Porter, you know what I mean? A guy that they say that has the build of a Sherman, you know what I mean? So it's like you got, they went out and got a guy that to me looks like, okay, this is gonna play their Cam Chancellor role in a chin. You know what I mean? So it's like they have the pieces there that I think he likes, that Pete Carroll is that likes. So it's like hopefully he can coach these group of guys to their best abilities are, because I think that's like I'm worried about that a little bit too. That's why I kept saying, like, instead of receiver, I would look at the other end. But then again too, we do have Pete, so hopefully that's the biggest thing that pays
So,
dividends.
so you got questions. I heard you say. The offense to you. And this is on paper and probably just what you see. The offense is a little bit better than the defense right now. If we just make more moves, is that what you were saying that, right?
I wouldn't even say like the offense is much better, because like I
Feel
said,
better about the offense right now
I
than
feel better about the offense just because I still need to see how these guys come off of injuries too. Like I know we're getting like almost like a whole new defensive line back. You know what I mean? So, but it's like I still need to see them come off of injury. Like none of these guys from the offense are coming off of injury, and the guys that we did add, I think are high caliber in Besh and fucking Genty, and then Gino is a big upgrade to the
yes.
quarterback position. So it's like that's why I feel better about the offensive side, but the defensive side, like if they stay healthy, if they could come out and ball and Coots can be that guy, like I have faith in them too. And then especially too because I think they have a lot of upside because of
Yeah,
the ability
there you
for
go. That's
Pete.
a good word to say, bro.
Because I think Pete has a lot of the ability. He's had the ability to be able to kind of get the best out of the defensive back situation, right? And then we're getting a whole new defensive line back, kind of, you know what I mean? So it's like they have a lot of upside because all those defensive guys on the defensive line can be great in their own right. You know what I mean? Wilkins, big time player. Crosby, big time player. I mean, Kuntz, smaller sample, but he could be big. He's shown he can be fucking a sack a game type guy. You know what I mean? So it's like it's they have a lot of upside, but I feel more comfortable with the offense.
I think Kuntz is coming. He's gonna knock out the fucking NFL. He's coming, and we're gonna have to spend a little bit of money on this dude if he balls out, and he deserves it. We can't let these dudes go out. He ain't like that. If I have a guy, I ain't gonna let his ass go. And we gotta remember,
what he said, bro. Did you hear what he said?
Three guys, bro. We missed three of our best guys on the defensive line were out by game.
Did you hear what he said on the Crosby show last week or something like that? I think Kuntz came out. He said that
I didn't see it.
He was not going anywhere else but the Raiders.
Right off the bat, he said that. Good. I didn't see that.
Like that only puts in my mind. Like I know he's on the show, but I just think that it's different when they're talking to certain type of reporters and interviewers, and they give that type of answer to when they're talking to like somebody on their teammates and like on a podcast type shit like that. Because I think it's more free type talking where like I think he really meant that shit. I really think he meant that shit. Like he wasn't going anywhere, and that's what puts me in the thing to where like even if he balls out, I think he's still not going to be the type of guy that's going to ask for 30 million type guy. He's going to want his money. Don't get me wrong. He's going to want his money, and well deserved if he does ball out. But like, I don't want to put it necessarily a hometown discount type shit. Like I don't want to say that, but I'll say that to where he will probably put the Raiders on top of his list to where he's willing to come back if it's like equal money to go somewhere, or even maybe if it's even a little bit less. Like I think he'll come back to the Raiders if it comes down to those type of facts. I'm not saying hometown discount to where he'll be like, oh, he's willing to take $15 million here and not take $25 million somewhere else. Like no, fuck that. Like I think nobody in this dumb mind would like, you know what I mean, say that. You know what I mean? So, but if it comes down to where like there's a couple of teams and they're offering them around similar, or the Raiders are just coming close but not the same, he'll come to the Raiders. I think he still stays here.
That's if he balls out, though. Does he have to major ball out 10, 12, 15 sacks?
I think anywhere over like 10, like no, anywhere over like 11, 12. Like I think anywhere over that's balling out, bro. Like that's good. Especially because I think he's the type of guy that's not just good at pass rushing too. He's the guy that's going to give effort to where he's good on the run. He's good in the run game too. So we're like, that's going to matter too. Like I'm not like, I don't want to just put it all on sacks.
Then that's where the money comes from. The stopping the run is not appreciated enough as far as fan bases are concerned. But dudes, Cleveland Farrell was a great run stuffer, and we knocked him. But when he came, who he was, we had this expectation. Then he had number 3 and number 4 pick.
You think Tyree gets better with the coaching?
Tyree is pretty good at stopping the run, bro. But as far as what we picked him as a defensive end, we moved.
No, I know, but do you think he gets better with the coaching? Like because we have a lot of we have a lot of faith in this coaching. So we're like, do you think he reaches his potential? Because he has a lot of, but that's the thing we've been all hoping on, right? Because he has the potential. I think it's just the laziness, all of that shit. So do you have confidence in this? They could get the best out of him.
Because we hit that, somebody in that organization could hit that switch and make him be what he really is. He's a monster. I've always said you gotta have I've always said, Gabe, if you heard me say it many times, that you need a guy like that on your team. You know what I mean? You need to have a guy like, they don't build those guys. They don't build those guys. They don't fall off trees. They break the mold with guys like that. So if he could just coaching is a benefit for him, and just how much you love football, bro. Do you want to be the best? You know what I mean? And I never. He needs a not just me, but he needs a top to prove to the nation and coaches that you need to be in there. We need to have you in there,
bro. Because if he reaches that potential, and like
he's unstoppable,
bro. It's like then this defense really is a problem.
Yeah.
because then you got like a crazy ass defensive line.
You know how they're saying that John Donovan Clowney is not what is he number 2 pick, number 1 pick in the draft, and he didn't add up to his potential to what he was supposed to be. He's been on many teams. He's on a different team every year, and that's not what I want.
In the run. Always been good in the
run. And if people, if he stops the run well, I'm gonna appreciate that. But he has so much.
Not what he is. Yeah,
he has so much different potential to, and that situation.
Yeah, with that size, that speed, that power that you said that they had, like he has, like, and you seen the power, like, because his bull rush is the best move. So like, and with that type of shit, like, you shouldn't be able to just stop the run. That shouldn't just be. You shouldn't just be a one.
Do they give you? Do they give you do they give you the chance to be a pass rusher, or are you just gonna stay inside? Did they make their decision yet? But if he's inside, I'll accept it. But you got to ball out, bro. You got to stop the run. You got to take up space. Sometimes get in there and get the quarterback.
This is news.
You've been hearing that, though. You've been hearing that.
I want to just say, until it becomes an actual issue, then I think that's when I'll say it. But like, I mean, does it worry me? Little, not gonna lie, little. It for sure does. That puts more pressure on Tyree to fucking reach his potential.
And see, I mentioned this earlier in the live, bro. That we got Tonka, Hemingway, and JJ Pagoose, 2 defensive linemen.
And we resigned Adam Butler.
And we got that big guy. We got this big guy from out of country.
What is that? With Lucky Tassi, right?
Bigger than Tyree Wilson. So we got 2 guys with amazing,
He's 6 what? He's like 6'7",
6'7", 280, 6'6", 280, 290.
I think no, he's like 350.
Or something. I don't know how big. 340 or something like that.
350. He's like 346.
He's a big guy.
Big boy, dog. That was a big motherfucker, dog. Like, they showed him on one knee, and he was as big as fucking Pete Carroll. Like, he made Pete Carroll still look small.
But just imagine him next to Tyree. Tyree's 6'5", but not as big. But those guys, are they anticipating this injury, you think, for Wilkins, and say, hey, they're fucking with this as far as media is concerned, or people just making this up? He could be working out. He could be working out at OTAs on the inside, one-on-one.
I mean, the only thing that like I'd be like asking questions about is that, like, if you do need another procedure, what is the fucking holdup? Like, if you need another procedure and you're going to be healthy by week 8, like, just by putting it off to see if it's going to get healthy when, probably at the end of the day, you're probably going to need the procedure. Like, that's the only thing. Like, let's have the fucking procedure already. What, like, if like that's the only thing that worries me. Like, okay, you're not in OTAs. Like, let that news come out soon. That's it. Like let that news already come out. Like, okay, he's not participating in OTAs because he's gonna have another procedure done. They don't expect him back by weeks, whatever. You know what I mean? Or this and that. But it's like you're putting it off, and it's just like, damn, dog. Like, I don't know. It's just. I don't know.
There ain't nobody. I don't know if this is mandatory right now. Is it mandatory OTAs are in right now? I think that's late June or mid June.
Yeah, I think that's after.
I think it's still voluntary. So he's there, but he doesn't have to participate right now. They rehab, bro. He's going to be rehabbing all season. So we got to take that into consideration.
That worries me though, because
it worries me. But then these young guys, did we pick these young guys for that? That we pick these young guys for that big, strong, impact guy. If we don't have Wilkins, then I think my games that I'm picking.
Was that like 8 months ago already that he had the surgery? So it's like, damn, bro, like that's what that worries me too. Like, if he's still having rehab, like there's something wrong there.
You got to consider, it ain't like you got foot surgery and then he's gonna be all right. Big dude with a foot
injury
is not good if you're an elite NFL player. It's not good.
Stop fucking jumping over people.
Oh, Adam Butler jumped over him.
Was it Adam Butler that jumped over
Adam
him, or he
Butler
jumped
jumped
over
over
Adam
him
Butler?
and fucked his foot up. I think that's what it was. I think he jumped over Adam Butler, and he fucked up his foot doing landing, and it was over a play Adam Butler did, or it was vice versa.
One of them, yeah, is one of them jumping over one of them.
They should the 300-something pound men should be doing that,
which is fucking unnecessary.
I like the athleticism, but it ain't necessary, you know. But I think Wilkins is more athletic than Adam Butler, so I think it was him jumping over Adam Butler because he's done that before. He's jumped over guys before, and he's done that. He's got hurt again with us. So if that is that he's hurt, he's not doing stuff, but that's gonna be my expectations to him is not gonna be good. And I just let me know that. I don't want rumors. I'm not gonna really dip into it, but I just want to know the facts. And nobody could. Who's seeing this and who's reporting? He said Sanjeet is reporting it, and I don't know if Sanjeet can be there, but probably is. I would think Sanjeet. I would think Sanjeet has people in Raiders, to let him know that he has people that knows this. Sanjeet does, and if a guy like Samoan says it, I would think that they know what they're talking about.
Yeah, because they're always in the area. They always know. Like, they're always right there in the fucking.
Yeah, man. That's what I would do with him. I would do the same thing, but don't rush this dude back because he's an elite pass rusher and he depends on that. I don't give a shit if he's in a boot. I don't give a shit if he's not working out in OTAs. Let him sit. That's months that he has to recover.
Hopefully, man. I just hope that he's healthy. That's it. They worry me, yes.
He's going to have another surgery. He's going to have another. That's bad. Then we got to start talking about this guy from another country. Then we got to start talking about the new guys we got, rookies in there that don't really have, the experience to do it, but they ball out. That's why we picked them. They think they're going to ball out.
Caleb and fucking Charles. Hopefully they could become good offensive linemen off the bat now. That'd be tight. They both just come in and fucking take over the two guard spots. They come in and just over the two guard spots and become fucking great off the bat. Like, that'd be fucking best case scenario right there. Like, they just both come in and be like two starting guards. Then you got Powers, fucking Glaze and Colton. That'd be crazy.
These new guys coming in, one's gonna switch the guard. They're saying he's balling out. I'm hearing stuff about him and the rookie OTAs that the guy that's gonna get switched to guard, the Rogers kid, is balling out at guard, pulling, all that shit that he wants to do. I seen there was a photo of Genty.
The fucked up part is Mumford. He's on the outside looking in now.
I think Mumford. It'd be tough for. I put Parham in there too, bro. Those two guys are good. They're not in this regime. They don't play zone good. It was just the power aspect of McDaniels that did this, bro. That it's just that, bro. They're not zone guys, and they're just feeling. It'd be hard for them to make.
By Grant, Mumford might get his spot taken quickly by Grant.
Mm-hmm.
What might help Mumford is that he's played, I think, on both sides. I think that's what might help Mumford, because they might keep him around for that reason. Like having that emergency type of tackle. But I don't know, man. These they pick these young offensive linemen, and in the third round, yeah, for a reason. I mean, they have a plan for these.
I said that about Glaze. They picked Glaze for a reason. He stepped in it as a rookie and took over that right tackle spot. He played.
The only thing that worries me about Glaze, though, too, is that they picked this tackle too. That at the end of the day, I think is gonna finish playing tackle. So like, so the one thing, the question is after that, like, who is he going to end up replacing? I mean, I know Colton's older, but Colton is more reliable at this point of his career. You know what I mean? So who does that kid Charles Grant end up, replacing? Because I think he's going to be good enough to be a starter at one point. So who is he going to replace? Colton? Because if Colton ends up getting the extension like I think he is, does that mean that he's going to battle with Glaze on the other side?
I like Gaze at right guard, bro. I think he did a good job there. And
No, I'm not.
I think
I'm not
this
sure.
Grant kid was he's better. He's better than Glaze out of college. So they were picked the same spot, and this was a very good tackle draft. You know what I mean? So him being a third round pick, you got to make an impact quick, just like Glaze did. But we question.
The best case scenario is he becomes good enough, and Glaze becomes just good enough to not be able to be replaced, and they just like, as much as we like Colton, like he replaces Colton, and Colton's like, because Colton is a big dollar figure at the end of the day too. You know what I mean? So like, if he does become that guy that we could just be like comfortable to say goodbye to Colton for, then I think that would be the best case scenario, because if Glaze just is undeniable and he can't get his spot taken, and it's between, and because he's young, not worth a lot of money right now either, Glaze. So
we got to think this too, Gabe. We got to think about this: that Miller has never been pushed. No one has ever pushed Miller. Now with this guy Grant, he's gonna get pushed, and Glaze, he's gonna get pushed. So there needs to be an extension with Miller.
If he gets pushed and he becomes the Miller that we know, because we have seen offensive linemen. What I mean is, we have seen offensive linemen that can go up until 34, 35 years old as tackles. So like him at 29, he still got, that could mean he could, like, if they push him to the point where we feel comfortable in paying him, then that's where it gets tricky, because like then you got Glaze and Grant fighting over that other tackle.
To me, what we're saying right now is a good thing, bro. It's a good thing. You know, I don't have a problem with that.
That's the best thing. That's the best problem to have. That would be like, I would wish that upon this team actually, because that would mean that we're solid. Like these guys are just too solid. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
and then we got on the back ends, on the ends, Gino's protected, and the guards pulling. We just play action and shit. Can solve that. But yeah, I think because it's an extension for Miller, and Miller's a high-paid tackle, and he's a good tackle. He was injured last year. We didn't let him rest. As soon as he got that rest,
you hear it?
Yeah, put it closer.
He's full speed, 100%. You see we see you out there being hands-on with your players, helping guys up, encouraging them, and just being hands-on with the guys. Is some of that attributed to you learning under Bill Walsh, and just how important it is that to you to be hands-on with these guys in practice?
Yeah, I really wouldn't attribute that to Coach Walsh necessarily. I think that's more guys that got me earlier than that, before that. But yeah, I feel like I've got to help pull everything I can from them every step of the way, every play that they take. And so whatever I can do to try to add to that, I'm trying. I don't always add to it. Sometimes I get in the way too. So I've got to do a good judicious job of pushing them, challenging them, pointing out the stuff that we need to get better at, and all of that on an ongoing basis. And I'm trying to show our coaches how we coach, and what's expected of them. So there's a lot going on there.
So did anyone in particular stand out to you today, or any position groups?
The defense in general, the coverage group did a really nice job today. We stepped a couple things up from Monday, and it showed. They saw some things. The offense saw some things they hadn't seen on Monday, and so it was a little bit more difficult for them. But it was good to see us make the plays, and in the hard lessons when for the offense, when the defenses get the ball, but it is all about the football.
Watch,
for us.
I think
the
you guys
defense kind of hawking it today was emblematic of this day, and so that was good stuff.
How do you feel about Ashton Genty's development so far for rookie running backs? Is that learning curve of pass blocking?
I really like that stance he's in, He's doing great. He really is. He's right on point with everything that we're doing. He's studying really hard. He's been really diligent about all aspects. There's nothing that he doesn't find important.
And the defense kind of hawking it today was emblematic of this day, and so
you hear it?
Stuff.
Yeah.
Ashton Genty's development so far for rookie running backs, is that learning curve of pass blocking?
I really like that stance he's in. He's doing great. He really is. He's right on point with everything that we're doing. He's studying really hard. He's been really diligent about all aspects. There's nothing that he doesn't find important. He's going to work hard on his pass protection, his third down type of work, see if he can contribute in that kind of a role as well. So we're not holding anything back on him. He's getting a lot of plays. Yeah, I think he had the most plays for running back yet on Monday. I don't know what the number was today, but it's there. So he's getting a lot of turns.
How cool is it for you to continue seeing Gino, come over here and, try to integrate himself into another locker room and make himself a leader here?
Yeah, I really feel so fortunate that we were able to get that done. John, got it done. John Spytek got it done for us because of all that he brings. He's to me, he's been emblematic of what a leader should be by his habits and by the way he brings himself every day. He's the first guy out here. He's the last guy to leave. It's really important to him that he stands for what leadership is all about. And he's a good football player too. He's looked great in practice so far. So we're really excited about what he's bringing.
Last year, how do you take that next step? How does he
Did
take
you
that
see the
next
catch
step?
he made today? When the ball got tipped and they called it, they waved it off. We had to go up top and they gave him a catch. Yeah, they gave him a catch. Yeah, the commissioner stepped in and gave him a catch. Say it again.
How does he take the next step in the development, especially after a year last year?
He has shown already. He's only been here 2 weeks because he was graduating, finished his coursework. Hats off to him for getting that done. From the moment he stepped on the field, he did everything you could possibly ask of him. Study habits, his work habits, his focus on a regular basis. He's making the catches and the plays. Gino already knows who's out there. He knows where 89 is, and he's found him a ton of times already. He just makes himself so available. It's like what you saw last year. On a team that was struggling, he still just continued to show really positive and good attributes, and he's doing it from this point forward. So he's a big part of the offense for sure. Chip knows he's out there too.
Yeah, Chip better find him
today. Is this what you're talking about? Competition? You just like to see this battle.
Absolutely. Hopefully, it goes back and forth all the time. Today was the defense's day. The other day, the offense kind of won the day. So that's kind of how we expect it to go. If you notice, the last five, we're working the rookies against the rookies, and see who wins those last five plays. So it is part of the mentality that we've got to find ways to always keep emphasizing that we're about competing, and so it's working out okay.
You mentioned the secondary making plays. What was it teaching them how to pick their spots when it comes to being aggressive and trying to make plays with the ball?
Well, I don't know that it's I would see it like that. They have to be in the right place, and they have to evaluate the concept of the call as it fits to the route concept, and then they've got to make the proper adjustments that gives them a chance. Then from there, they make the plays. So today we made it harder on the offense. We mixed some things in there today that we were hoping would be challenging for them, and they were. You give Chip one more day, and it's going to be hard tomorrow. He'll bring it right back at us. So, but it's really the confidence that they gain from and knowing that they know what they're supposed to do, what's expected of them, and then trusting that the guys around them are doing the same thing. That's what allows guys to think freely and to be confident to make the plays and break on the ball and think that I'm going to get this ball. I'm not just going to defend the play. And so we're trying to instill that mentality. And fortunately, we have some guys that really bring it. Jeremy Chin has really shown a lot already in leadership. And then Roberts has already given us a real surge in the kind of confidence that you can spread to the rest of the players. East Oaks has done a nice job too. He's jumped right up at the corner spot. So we're getting a lot of really good positive things from guys that have been there before and been on some good teams and done some good winning and all that, and they're helping the other guys.
I'm not sure how hands-on you are with Gino out here, but how do you think you and him have really just picked up where you left off from Seattle?
We ain't getting along at all. I mean, it's been a natural transition from the time we first contacted him and let him know that we were in on this deal and we were trying to see if we can make some sense of it. We were both excited about it, and so I feel really like we're connected at the hip, and we have so much background. I mean, it's not just the couple seasons that he played; it's all of the years that he was there. Because to me, coaching the next quarterback up is really, really crucial. And so we spent a lot of time, and communicating and setting our priorities straight, staying on course. And he's just been a champion at that. And now he comes out the other end of that time frame, and he's an elite quarterback in the league. And so what he brings to us is great confidence. He brings to me, I know that we're going to get great play out of his spot. So it's really easy to work that out.
You have two more. Coach, the league decided to keep the trip push in today. You guys do have the Eagles on the schedule. I guess your thoughts on the rule in general and playing them this year.
Yeah, good choice. It's a good choice. Good choice to do that.
Thank you.
Coach, how much of this process right now is about creating good habits for the players while they're out here?
That's everything. No, that's what this game is about. The game is about working hard enough so that you develop the skills that it takes, so that when it comes to game day, comes to whatever the situation that you're facing, you have what it takes to get it done, and you know that you do, because you've established that confidence that comes through the good habits. So, like on the first day out, when we went offense versus defense on Monday, we were a little shabby at some stuff, and the technique stuff that was really clean going into that time frame wasn't quite as sharp as it had been. That's because all of a sudden it was a lot faster, and the guys were a lot better than offense going against the offense and defense going against the defense. And so that's the illustration of why we need our habits to be right. So it doesn't matter who we play or where it is, or Monday night or Thursday night or Sunday afternoon. It doesn't matter where we're going or where we're playing. We can bring those habits to life in game time. That's really what my challenge is make this whole team play like that.
What's your preseason philosophy when it comes to the use of the players? Can fans expect the ones and the twos out there?
Every game's a championship game. That's the only way we know how to look at it.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay.
Yo, that was the press conference from Pete Carroll. Man, I tell you this right now, bro. I would love to play with that guy. We got Brock Bowers out here right now. You guys want to hear what Brock Bowers has to say?
He said I didn't, so I don't know. Never know.
Brock, you got here a little bit late because you got your degree and you stepped into this new Pete Carroll culture. What have you made of it so far?
No, it's been awesome. Just the energy in the team meetings and energy out of practice. It's been pretty fun.
Why was it so important for you finishing your degree, going back to school, and completing your process over there?
Yeah, I think it was just being able to finish what I started over there, and I knew after this year it'd be really tough to go back. And also, my parents kind of wanted me to go and finish up too. I was part of it.
What are some things you like about his game?
He throws really good ball, and he seems super smart. So I've really enjoyed getting to know him a little bit and playing with him out there.
Go back to the green. What did it actually feel like, kind of walking across the stage and being a part of that?
It was cool. Just being able to get it done and know that I kind of never really have to go back to school again. It's kind of nice. I never have to do a test for school ever again if I don't want to. So, no, it was for sure pretty nice.
Where do you see the next step in your development, especially after the year you had last year? Like, how do you now make that next step, especially after that kind of year?
Yeah, I think something that I kind of focus on is I still feel like I'm losing some reps. Obviously, you're going to lose some because it's professional football and everyone's really good. So I just kind of want to out there, just try to win every single rep that I can, and really try to push myself to be the best I can every rep.
Brock, to that point, when you went back, maybe looked at your tape and reflected on the year, was there any key things you saw from the tape that you wanted to get better at in year two? Or
yeah, gosh, it's hard to say. There's some like little things, and I don't know, just a lot. I feel like I can improve upon just a lot.
What do you think about Chip Kelly's offense so far?
Yeah, I really like it. He's been really great and really down up. So I've enjoyed it.
What are your first impressions of Ashton Genty?
He's a beast. He's out there. He's quick. He's fast. He's rocked up. He's thick. So he's pretty good.
What was your degree in? What do you hope to do with it?
Business real estate. I'm not sure yet. I just want to get it done. We'll see.
Buy property and resell it for more.
That's right.
Right. It's been said that there's a lot of positive vibes, a lot of good feelings in the building right now. I know you got here a little late, but how would you say the feeling is around?
Yeah, that's definitely how it is. Like I said, the energy in the team meetings and everything like that. Everyone just is really getting into it. And I feel like we're building a pretty good culture.
Coach just talked about the importance of building good habits this time of year. For you, what are those habits?
Yeah, I'd say just, like I said, attack every single rep and really focusing on, it doesn't matter how tired you are, just keep trying to push yourself as hard as you can and just keep trying to win every single rep.
Hey, yo, pause, man.
About the energy and everything and how that's helping build the team and what kind of camaraderie you guys are going to have as you go into the season. How have you felt so far about that energy that coach brings?
Yeah, no, he's been, I was going to say for being a little older for a cut. He's been just on fire, just lighting everybody up and really bringing the energy. So it's been really, really cool to see. I didn't really know what to expect coming back a little late, but I heard really good things. And then coming back, obviously, it's been awesome.
How does that help build that camaraderie?
Yeah, everyone's getting juiced up together, and everyone's kind of I mean, you get to know people a little bit better when, you know, stuff like you guys are all enjoying yourselves and having a good time. So it's definitely good.
Now he talks, you know, Max said the same thing since he's been here. Like, have you kind of learned that from him or like taken anything from him in terms of that regard of every single day, winning every single thing you do?
Yeah,
They're
I mean,
gonna take that. They're gonna take
that's
that
kind
and run with it.
of how I've kind of always approached practice is like that, but also like seeing him out here and doing his thing. I mean, he's finishing 50 yards every single time, and I mean, like I said, trying to win every single rep, and he does a really good job doing that.
What are you proudest of, Brock? If you had to rank it, your degree or your rookie season, and what do you think your parents are proudest of? If you had to rank them 1 and 2.
Oh gosh, I don't know. That's tough. I'd say, I'd probably say like football. I'd probably be more proud of my football stuff. But my parents, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Cool. Thanks, Brock.
Appreciate it.
Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
We'll keep it on mute. I'll put it on mute, and then until maybe somebody else comes up, Gabe, we'll be up here. Still up
It's backstage anyway.
Yeah, I muted it.
Not backstage, it's not on screen. I mean, like, because I don't want to get flagged for it. You know what I mean? Cause,
We'll have it for you guys if we see somebody pop up.
yeah,
But
man,
he
that
kind of
shit's
got a little posy right there saying that he's rocked up, he's hard, but
then he was like, "Oh," and then he said, "Yeah, we're all juiced up together, playing with ourselves, like, what the fuck, dog? Hey, dog, come on, stop." Take the
he
mic.
kept going. He kept going. He said Max is gonna come up. Sounds good. Max is probably still working out, doing a couple extra reps to get busy. You know what I mean? That's right. The way they're coming out on a situation that they probably, you don't want to go to OTAs. Oh, you love football, you dig that shit. But look, I was just saying, Gabe, that man, the way that coach, the way Pete Carroll's going out there, man, he want to have another practice. He want to do it 2 days and shit. Man, I would love to play. I would love to play for Pete Carroll, bro. Just the fact that he's like that. Shit, man.
Bro, it's crazy. It's fucking hot out there too.
Just that he's like that with my coach. I wouldn't even think about fucking water or fucking how hot it is, bro. I would be out there. I'm gonna play for this dude, and I hope those guys grasp that, bro. I hope they grasp that. Shit, I might bring my win total. We're gonna fuck up. We're gonna beat Dallas. We got a 10-win team now. We're gonna beat Dallas. I don't want us to have a fucked up game where we lose a game, but fuck that. I don't want that. I'm gonna change my mind, man. Just hearing that dude.
You lose to Dallas, dog, in your household. You can't be saying that shit.
It's just
not in your
situation.
household. You can't be saying that shit in your household, though, Gravy. Dog, you're gonna get.
Well, shit, man. If I did that, I was just thinking that the situation.
You're gonna get ragged on in that house if you fucking keep fucking saying that shit in your house. She's gonna be like, "Yeah, you even know." She's gonna be like, "Yeah,
yeah." Everybody's gonna say that. If she's not watching this, she'll probably get happy. What are you doing? Picking against your team? But I don't think that might be Dallas's only win. Fuck, I don't give a shit.
What up, Chris? What's cracking, man?
That's Real Talk Red. That's 805.
Which one? No.
Real Talk. Chris for Raiders too. Real Talk. I never heard someone say how much.
805 too, man, for sure. Hell yeah, man.
Hey, 805, man. Good dude. What's up, bro? Thank you for
talking to you for sure. Hell yeah, man. It was. Hey, that show was a cool day though, man. That show was that was a cool little the Raiders explosion in Bakersfield, man. Shit, whoever didn't get to experience it, that show was pretty fucking cool out there, man. Like shit, I should have went to the fucking after party. You know what I mean? That shit. You know what I mean? But hey, like I had a long drive back home. But hey, it was the time that we were out there. That shit was cool. Oh yeah, meeting everybody out there. That shit was cool as fuck.
What up, Lada? How you doing, brother? Demos. What about Wilkins? We had an extensive talk about Wilkins. Be good from mini camp is over, but OTAs, mandatory OTAs. I don't think he needs to be in there, man. He's that good, and he's been through it before. We don't want the same thing to happen to Wilkins, like what happened to Miller. Miller wasn't ready to be out there yet. He had a terrible beginning of the season. They rested him. They let him kick back, and then monster at the end of the game, end of the season. But it really didn't matter. And so I don't really want to. I don't want that to happen again. I don't want you playing good when we're out of it. I don't want you playing good when we're losing 10 games in a row. I want us to be in it. I had us in it. What I predicted earlier in the live. You guys want to go watch it back? I have us always 500, 1/500. You know, I always had us around there, and that's good for us. We didn't go on a 10-game losing streak. I don't think that's going to happen anymore. So,
Yeah, I just think that shit, bro. We're gonna be too much improved in the coaching aspect, and I think just the discipline. I wouldn't say that the discipline thing, because I wouldn't say that was a problem with us last year, the discipline thing, because I just think it was more just not being able to be like the play schemes. I think it was just like rookie type coaching, like, you know what I mean, like shit that other coaches could dissect very easily. You know what I mean, and like that's why you would see the Raiders come out and be successful on a lot of first drives. You remember that shit? They would score on their first drive. They would score 7 or 3 or something. They would score on their first drive, and then they would go quarters without driving, or they would look good in their first drive running the ball. They would look good in
games without it. Games without scoring.
No, what I mean is that like they would always kind of start off cool because they had those first 10, 15 scripted plays. You know what I mean? That they game plan for, and then after that, it was just like other teams were just so locked in, like because they're so much experience in coaching, to where like they were so. I think, like I hate to admit it now, but like it's like they were so, I think, like not experienced in coaching that like they wouldn't be able to kind of adjust. They wouldn't be able to adjust to like a game plan, or to like if the defense adjusted to them, they wouldn't be able to readjust and run something different. They would do the same shit still, and the defense would be, on it. You know what I mean? The defense would be reading it, like on it. You know what I mean?
Knew
So it's
what
like
your adjustments were right off the bat, and that's better coaching. You don't want to
Exactly.
be making you don't want to be making adjustments on your first 12. You don't want to be doing that in the middle of your first 12. Obviously, on our first 12, we wanted to run the football. They established it that we ain't going to run the football no more. So then their game plan is to just stop our passing game, and then that's how we got beat.
And that's why I think we have more. I think that's where we're gonna have a big improvement this year, to where like they might go in and try to go stop nothing but Genty, right? But like, or be on a game plan to where like they kind of just lock into a certain type we're playing at the time. But like I think our coaching ability where Pete's up there, and I think he knows where like that he could go up to an offensive coordinator and be like, hey bro, like we have to do something different type shit, to where, because he's so experienced, and that's going to be the difference in a lot of games this year. Because you've seen like a lot of the time we started off first quarter, second quarter, we started off pretty good. And then we'll just fucking be shit the rest of the game.
That's coaching. That's game plan. That's coach. That has to do with coach. That's game plan. And what are you going to do if this happens? What are you going to do if that happens? And then being from coaching, and I'm sure 805 could do this. He's a defensive guy. Found out he's a defensive guy. And what you do in your first 12 or 15 or whatever you want to do, 18 sometimes, it's like you put the defense in different situations, in different formations, and how they adjust to it and what they do after. Then you stick to that. You have a bunch of game plans. Okay, we're going to stick to this. We're going to stick to that. We're going to stick to play action. We're going to spread them out. We're going to condense it. We're going to do motion. We're going to do, zips and mesh and all kinds of different things. If that works, you stay with it. So if you're running the ball well, you're going to stay with running the ball. And then if it's mediocre, 3 like that. And then if you get 8, obviously you're going to keep running the ball until they stop it. And then that's just the feel of the defense that you're getting. After that, you stick to your game plan, and the adjustment part is, like you said, coaching is going to be we're going to see a drastic change with that, because it looked like last year game that we stayed with that game plan. We stayed with it too long. Yeah. We stayed with it too long, and because we were successful on our first scripted plays, that we said, "Oh, this is the way the game's going to be." But you have to make in-game adjustments to override their. It's an opposition, bro. The offensive and defensive coordinator for teams are going at it. They're going at it. And
that's a game. It's a game within the game. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The game within the game. The coaches are trying to outcoach each other too, bro. Like, you know what I mean? They're trying to play the game. You know what I mean? That's why time management, all of that shit goes into account too, because that's what we were bad at too. Time management. We would take timeouts at bad spots. We would not know how to use our timeouts. You know what I mean? Like, and That's big time too.
Yes, it is. We lost games. We lost games because of coaching last year, and I seen it. I don't know if everybody else did, but we lost games because of time management. 3 and outs.
For sure.
Make an adjustment for that. How many 3 and outs do you need to do until you do something different? I don't give a fuck what it is. Just do something different. I have coaches in my ear saying, "Hey, well, let's do a trick play or do a Hiroshima play or something like that, or that Pearl Harbor play. We call them different names for surprise. A lot of special plays that people have. They do it like Pearl Harbor. The plays that I have are mentioned like after, because Pearl Harbor was a surprise attack. You know what I mean? Back in the war. So a lot of gadget plays, or what they call, are named after Pearl Harbor because it was a surprise. And so you surprise the defense with that. Just a football knowledge, if you guys didn't know that. But what up, Raider Goon? How you doing, bro? We're still waiting. I don't know if they're still going, but their chat is deep. Their chat is deep and moving. But that's the way, that energized me. Bro. That energized me right there. He listened to the coach. And I'm pretty sure they're going to have a couple more guys. What does it say down there, Gabe? Can you see it? It says Carroll. Usually it says.
It says Max Crosby too.
Yeah, he's probably taking some time. Doing some extra reps. He's probably doing some extra reps. And that's good that these veterans are there, man. I don't know if it's mandatory, but it's good that the veterans are there. I want to know Tyree Wilson there.
It says actually Pete Carroll, Max Crosby, Brock Bowers, Malcolm Kuntz, Presser. I've only
Might
seen.
stay on for that long. Might stay on for that long.
I've only seen Pete and what is it?
I don't know. Move it up a little bit.
Let me see what I'm gonna do right now. Oh yeah, Pete.
What's that about the way Pete runs practice as compared to
Max
coaches you've had in the past?
Yeah, no, it's not about what we did in the past. It's about what we're doing now. And Coach Carroll has been amazing. He's hilarious. He loves the game of football. He's obsessed with it. He makes it fun, makes it enjoyable every day you show up in the building, and that's all you can ask for. He's a legendary coach. The resume speaks for itself, and just trying to learn as much as I possibly can from him. Oh, it's been awesome. Ashton's a great kid. I've been able to know him, before he got drafted here. We do we have some of the similar people around us. Shout out to Rubicon, all my guys over there. But yeah, he's a great kid, humble kid. I think just the fact that a kid like him could have went anywhere in the country and then decided to stay at Boise State and go out there and have the best career, best year running back I think he's arguably ever had. It just shows the testament to the type of person he is. So it's been awesome. It's only been a couple weeks with him, but love the kid. He's a hell of a worker, hell of a player, and it's excited to be teammates with him.
You talk about going hard every rep, your whole career.
Of course.
Do you see that? We just asked Brock Bowers. Do you see that in a kid like that in terms of trying to make the next step after what he did last year?
I mean, it's just tough. He's only been here a couple of weeks. It's unfair to him to make that type of judgment. What are you talking about? You talking about Brock? Oh, you talking about Brock? Oh, my bad. I thought you were talking about Ash and stuff. Yeah, like Brock, like he came in the league and made it very, made his claim very loud and clear. He's unbelievable player. He can do everything on the field. He's dynamic, super humble kid, and he's got more to grow. He's got a lot of room to do it. You can do it for 1 year, but it's what are you going to do the next year? And that's he's that type of person. Brock is never somebody you have to worry about if he's going to show up on time or if he's going to work hard. He's just a humble football guy to the core. So more guys you have like that on the team, the better chance you got of winning. So yeah, I got nothing but good things to say about Brock and him getting his degree as well. It's a really cool accomplishment. Something I plan on doing here soon too.
Max, there's a noticeable different level of energy on the field, especially with Pete Carroll, the way he runs things. What can you say to that energy and how it kind of fuels the guys?
It's just awesome. Every day is like, we talk about competition and that's real. Everything we do, we're competing, no matter if it's in the meetings, no matter if it's in the individual meetings, no matter if we're in the weight room, like it's truly a competition, everything we do, but we're having fun with it. And it's about winning. Like if you're a competitor truly to the core, like this is exactly where you want to be. And I know, I feel like I'm the best, the top competitor in the world at what I do. You know what I mean? So I love it, and that energy keeps me fueled at all times. And Pete is constantly testing me. He's testing other guys on the team, and he just wants to see guys be the best versions of themselves. And he's true to that. It's not fake energy. It's every day. He's the same guy, and it's not just him. It's the assistant coaches, the whole building. It just feels different, and it's definitely been amazing.
Max, what was it like getting Malcolm back after he wasn't able to compete last year?
I'm so excited. Malcolm's on his way back from the rehab, and like I said before, like Malcolm is literally one of the best teammates I've ever had. He's a great kid. He's all about ball. He loves football, and he's a worker. You know what I mean? He's another guy. Like he reminds me of Brock in that way. Like he's not gonna, talk your ear off. He's a quiet kid, super humble. Came from nothing, and just shows up to work every day with the mindset to get better, and just constantly asking questions. So more guys you got like Malcolm Kuntz, like I said again, like you're gonna have a chance. So I miss him. Like I said, he's the best running mate I've ever had, and I can't wait for him to be back on the field with me.
What are your first thoughts?
Phase 3.
It was amazing. It was a great day. We're constantly emphasizing taking the ball away, and we did that last couple of days. So it's been a lot of fun. It's like you said, like that energy is contagious. Football, you could have all the X's and O's. You could be the smartest guy on the planet, but when it really comes down to it, when it's really nut cutting time, like it's truly who's going to execute better and who's willing to go farther. And that's what I preach to my guys. I know that's what they're preaching on the team. Like by week 10, week 12, everyone knows exactly what the hell you like to run. Everyone knows what plays you like to run, what scheme you're running. It's about who's willing to really sacrifice and go to that length. And that's why I feel like, the cream always rises to the top. That's what people, it sounds cliche, but it's real. Like there's a reason why, guys come out the gate looking amazing and then all of a sudden you don't hear their name again. It's the guys that do it every single day that, over the course of a season, by the, week 17, week 18, and then playoffs, it's the same guys being, putting those on those pedestals, and so if you have a team, a collective of guys that are constantly pushing themselves to that level, not just offensively, but defensively too. Like, Gino is a great leader. You got a guy like Genty coming in. Jacoby Myers is a prime example. The dude he's always working. And, you have a bunch of dogs on the field that are willing to go to the farthest length to win. You're going to have a chance. It's amazing. It's been truly, I feel like a little kid out there. You know what I mean? I miss it. The rehab started in December. I didn't have an off season. You know what I mean? I've been here the whole time. It's been 5 months of hardcore training, rehabbing every single day and sacrificing even more. How can I go to an even higher level? Last year was a definitely one of the hardest years of my life in general. So many things going on, battling injuries, not being able to be myself at times. I felt like, just there's no excuses. It's tough. It's part of the game, and that's what comes with it. And that's the first time in my career I felt like, it's like, and I'm week 2 and I'm on a pop tire, and it's just like I'm doing everything in my power to try to go out there and help my teammates. And at times I feel like I couldn't, it just wasn't the same. But I feel like everything happens for a reason. I look at it, I feel like I'm gonna look back years from now and it's gonna all make sense. And it's just been incredible, being out there with my teammates, being able to just fully be myself, not hesitate on any type of cut and just cut it loose. It's the best feeling on the planet. You know what I mean? I'm having so much fun out here. Just being 100% and, no hesitation. It's the greatest feeling on the planet. You know what I mean? Football is my life. You know what I mean? I give everything to it. So yeah, being out here and just being healthy and running around and feeling the energy and being a part of setting that standard, that's what I'm all about.
What are your first thoughts? Oh, go for it.
Yeah. Max, you've seen some different new eras with the Raiders. Obviously, three coaching regimes in 3 years. Maybe so far, what can you identify that just feels different right now?
I would just say, like, it's just I don't know. It's like it starts when you walk in the building, and I just feel like Pete just does such a good job of creating a culture and an environment where you're like looking forward to being here. You know what I mean? You should. Like, we're playing the kids' game at the end of the day. But it's also the most competitive environment with a bunch of alpha males trying to take each other's heads off, like, at the same time. But it's one of the hardest jobs on the planet. You know what I mean? There's a reason why there's only a 0.0001% of people that can do it, because it's not normal. And Pete creates that culture, that energy where everyone knows it's hard. You're going to work your ass off. You're going to put in all the work. But you got a whole group and organization of people that all got to be on the same wavelength and going in the same direction. That's one of the hardest things you could do. That's why there's only 32 of the head coaching jobs in the world. But I think Pete just does an incredible job with that. He just makes it fun and enjoyable every day. You wake up in the morning, it's 5 a.m., and I'm fired up and excited to be in the building and get after it with the guys.
Two more guys.
It's your first couple of chances to be out there with the rookie D linemen like Tonka, JJ, Josh Joyner. What are your first initial thoughts on them?
Yeah, they've been awesome. Honestly, just attention to detail. I think with rookies, you don't want rookies coming in thinking they got all the answers. You come in, you stay humble, be quiet, and just get to work. And I could say that truly about all those guys. Like they're not in there, acting the ass or doing anything out of pocket. They're just coming in and showing up and working and putting their body on the line and flying around and individual and doing everything they're asked. So that's all you can ask for. Truly, like those guys have been really, really awesome additions, and they have a ton of talent. I think they're going to help our team win. So that's all that matters at the end of the day. And I think those guys are coming in with the right attitude, and they're off to a great start.
Just what are your thoughts on the league not banning the tush push?
The tush push, I mean, it is what it is. I have no comment, to be honest. I could care less.
League also decided players to play the Olympics. Any chance you want to throw your hat in that ring, and what do you think about NFL players going?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I definitely would love to play, but it just depends on when that is or what the time frame is. But yeah, hell yeah, go out there, represent America, go get a gold medal. I mean, we would smoke everybody. So I think it would be a hell of a time, and I would be with it. Oh yeah, well then never mind. So never mind. I'm all good. I appreciate you guys.
Max Crosby out there with this humbleism. What up to my boy Low, man? He's watching from work probably. And what up, bro? How you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful day.
Go.
Low was in the chat.
I know. Cool.
Oh, we got my boy.
It was difficult physically, emotionally, mentally. It was difficult all around, but got to overcome it. So.
When do you think you're going to get back to full practices?
Soon. I should be good soon.
Malcolm, did going through this with the injury last year serve as any extra motivation heading into this season?
Definitely. I want to get back to where I was last year. Don't kind of want to miss a step or lag behind. So definitely.
You mentioned on Max's podcast that you felt like you let your teammates down, not purposely, obviously, but due to injury, and you saw game plans where you said that would be me. How did you get through that with your mind and then kind of reshuffle it and get ready for this year?
I think just kind of getting over it, I guess, because it's not the end of my career. So just knowing that I'm going to have another opportunity and trying to make the best of that whenever it comes. So.
Why was it so important to you to return to the Raiders despite testing the free agent market for the first time?
Because I love it here. I love the guys here. I love Robbie. I love the D line room. I love everything that's going on over here. So that's one reason.
Patrick Graham continuing?
Yeah,
was he a
Patrick
big part?
Graham, PG, yeah. So definitely all that stuff.
Describe the energy in the building. What's been different?
It feels more lively. There's a whole bunch of new stuff. So I feel like Pete, he's trying to keep us on our toes and change things around. So I'm feeling good.
When you think about what happened last season, because it's not just you, it was Max and Christian that also had injuries. What was it like kind of going through that process with them, and how much of a chip does it put on all you guys' shoulder to really collectively show this is what we could have been?
I think it all sucks for all of us. All of us, we in the training room, seeing games and seeing bad things play out and stuff like that. So I feel like for us, it was just I don't know, it was just a sucky situation. It just didn't feel good for anybody. So.
Despite the change in the coaching regime, you did mention that you got PG still and also Rob Leonard. So what has that meant to you just as you kind of come back, that you're able to build again with the same coaches that you did have?
It definitely feels great. It feels great to comfortability level, you're being around coaches or guys that know you, know your strong suits and know how to use you and stuff. So that's one reason why I came back. So yeah.
Process for you to get to this point mentally? I mean, you said it was a battle last year. I mean, did you have to figure something out? Was there somebody you talked to that got you to a point where you could be over and ready to move on?
Yeah, it was a process, but I knew I was gonna get healthy eventually. I'm gonna start running. I'm gonna be playing football soon. So it wasn't I don't know, I was down in the dumps. I knew eventually it was gonna everything's gonna blow over. So
how tough was this watch games?
It was pretty tough. It was definitely tough being in the building, seeing the guys, knowing you can't really help. So I mean, you can be there for like moral support, but not physically help. So that definitely sucked. But
D-line unit is very united. You see that group go together. How cool was it seeing Jonah Laulu receive those kind of opportunities and take advantage of them?
oh, it's dope. It's dope watching him ball. I think he's a great player. He's a great guy. So definitely watching him grow and stuff like that was amazing. And he's still growing. So yeah.
Is there anything else you've learned about yourself throughout the recovery process? Is there like any hobbies you picked up while you're?
No, not really. Just watching more football. That's pretty much it. Watching sports in general more. That's pretty much it. But yeah.
All good, guys.
Thanks, Malcolm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it.
Malcolm Coots is coming. Malcolm Coots is coming. I'm gonna keep saying that until he does it. I like that. It hurt him. It hurt him because he couldn't do nothing. I like hearing that. It hurt him not being out there. That's what's dope. I respect that. And all of them, man, all of them. But I got a new word from Malcolm Coots, comfortableism. There it is, right there. I'm going to say that.
Oh, fuck.
I muted it. I don't know how to take it off. What up, my opinion? How you doing, man? Thanks for almost at 30 in the house. Listen to the Gabe, the IT guy. The IT guy for right now came up and put this on. You guys wouldn't be able to watch it or hear that shit with me because I'm not good at that stuff. But Gabe came on and put it out there for you. So the extra special edition on the Stogie with Gravy show.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking eat too, man.
Pumping me up, feel a vibe in the locker room from Genty going on to buying like dinner, like he did in Boise. He got money now; he can buy.
Yeah, he does. He got guaranteed money.
He got guaranteed money. Paid 6 figures for his number. That's what they're saying.
It's like at least 100,000. That means. Anywhere from 100,000 to 999,000. That's what he paid.
I don't think he paid $1 million for it, but that's for it.
He probably paid like $100,000.
Who was it? Was it AJ Cole that had to?
Yeah.
A little bit of change for that number, you know.
I think they would have said. The actual number if it was like a huge 6-figure number. I guess they would have said 500K or something like that. But like, I think they said only 6 figures because it's probably at the basic minimum of 6 figures, like $100,000.
I would change my number. Put that.
He was leading to the number of 150, and he said some of the money was going to charity. Yeah, see, that's cool.
Yeah, money. Because AJ Cole gets paid a lot as a punter. He gets paid grips. He gets a couple million bucks.
Already, he changed his number from 8 to 2. Remember, because Mariota wore number 8. Changed his number from 8 to 2.
So he got banked both ways. Just as the number.
I think he just got his number back. He probably just got his number back 8 now.
I'm gonna give him the number I want back, and I'm gonna get some money for it. Shit, I'll do it. You know what I mean? He's a good businessman right there, AJ Cole. Their punters ain't stupid.
Carlson, it was Carlson.
Oh, Carlson got 2?
Yeah, it was Carlson.
We got a Loud Dog, 31 yard Shyberry Sanders football record for that number. Yeah, I'm paying for it.
Yeah, I'm getting it. It's just saying like that's probably that number's special to him. That number's that special to him. I would pay it too. You know what I mean? Like,
well, he said he was born on the 2nd. He was born on the 2nd. His dad was born on the 2nd. His dad wore number 2. His uncle wore number 2. So he rocked that number. Real special to him.
He's gonna
and players. One thing about football players, if you know this, that numbers are very, very important. Football players are superstitious, bro. They're really superstitious. And if you've been a number your whole life and you think you're not going to do good just because of a number, make that number famous.
I still have that number like included in a lot of my fucking like my emails and shit like that. Like that. My
54?
yeah. That number is included in like my email number. Like it's always on there. Like it's just part of it. You know what I mean? That's fucking 54, dog. And like, but and can imagine at a fucking you're at that level. You know what I mean? Making it to the pros, you want to wear that number, whatever number you wear. You know what I mean?
Well, that's great, man. Because my daughter was born December 1st. So that's cool. Next day, that's it. And probably like 3 years older than my daughter. So
December 2nd is my sister's birthday.
yeah, them babies, man, close to Christmas is a deep. When they were younger, it's deep. But she got her own money. Take care of herself. But nowadays, bro, you got birthday months and weeks and shit. Fuck all that. I don't even get love for my birthday anymore, bro. You get at my age, Gabe, they don't even care. They don't care anymore. Like a week later, your mom calls you and says, "Happy birthday, son." I go, "It was last week." They forget. Because once you get to the 50s and 55s and all that, you're half a century old, bro.
Yep.
Okay. Back in the day, when I was playing, shit, it was numbers like you wanted to be like Walter Payton, you wanted to be like, Barry, the 30s numbers. Eric Dickerson came out with his odd numbers like 29 and shit like that. There wasn't no 4s and 3s and 2s. When I got to high school, I got stuck with number 4. But I don't like being number 4. But it was an all-around number. In my high school, you could pick any number you want. But I was 30. I loved Earl Campbell and Bo Jackson. I wanted to be 34. They never gave it to me. When I got in high school, they just picked you. They picked you. You're gonna be this number. Didn't have a choice. If you're a freshman and you weren't good, then they just give you a number. So you'll be running back and be number 62 and shit. You're a special team player. But hey, man, we got 30 in the house still. I was 55, which is a linebacker or defensive end back then. Gabe, you was 54, huh? You was 54. You're a Beaker guy back then. Greg Beaker was your man.
Well, I just liked a lot. I like fucking Brian Urlacher too. Brian Urlacher was because he wore 54. Fucking Singletary. Fucking those guys. Those motherfuckers are bad. Like the 54 was like that number. Like, so it's like I like that number. Buckus.
Those are linebacker numbers. 50s, 50s. Now you see like, Parsons number 11. All these guys want to be number 11 and shit.
55 was cool too. Junior Seau was 55. A lot of people wore 55. I remember it was like an honor to wear 55 too if you were a linebacker at USC because of fucking Junior Seau. That's why he wore 55 at USC.
Willie McGinnis was 55, wasn't he?
55,
why do I know all these USC players? I don't know fucking why I know all these fuck. I'll give it up for Junior Seau and I'll give it up for Willie McGinnis. I'll give that up. I'll give number 5 up for Reggie Bush. But that's it. You're asking too much. Marcus Allen too. That's
what
it.
About fucking Troy Polamalu, 43?
That was a weird number, but you got to respect 43, bro. You got to respect Troy Polamalu.
That dude was a fucking.
Yeah, you got a bad USC player right there. He was bad at USC.
That's why I hope he can become something like his uncle, man. His fucking our guy, fucking,
Yeah, I respect what Polamalu does. I've always said that. If he was an undrafted free agent, bro, and he moves up to be in a starting role, if Polamalu does not start this season, something's wrong with him. He's the first guy they signed. I didn't even think we had Pete Carroll. I didn't even. Did what's his name? Our assistant, did he get signed or he got signed when we got Pete Carroll right off the bat? He was the first guy we signed, right?
I think so.
Polamalu, did we have Pete Carroll then?
So
we got Pete Carroll.
But I know that Polamalu is their type of guy too. I think that he like, I don't know, man. I've seen a lot in Polamalu where I think a lot of people consider him just a big hitter, but I've seen that dude,
cover. He could cover too.
Better. He's getting better, bro. He's just getting better. And I just think with now the added wrinkle with Pete and all that shit, like I think he's gonna get better. I like today. I like that they mentioned Eric Stokes. That's another name. You know what I mean?
That
That they
was
picked up.
a name I wanted to bring up to you. Eric Stokes is balling out in training camp, and it's weird that Pete Carroll said his name out there. So, Gabe,
Yeah.
do we think that these guys that we really weren't happy with? Well, Stokes was different because he got hurt. You know what I mean? And so did that
He was-
Lenny guy.
No, I would say that about it too. Like I liked actually the Stokes sighting. The only thing that worries me about him is his injury thing. But he also last year was the first year where he played actually all 17 games.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully that continues on to this year. You know what I mean?
You could switch over.
We need
All
him.
in all, these
We're
guys
gonna
are
need-
big, and the oddball out when you talk about the size of these guys, Gabe, is JB, man. Good corner, physical. He has the attributes of these big guys, but he's the smallest guy we got in the secondary right now. You know, he's a Meek Robertson of the secondary. And per se, he's not that small, but you know, Meek Robertson was a man at his size. He just wasn't blessed to be that big.
Corey Bennett or DeCamari and Richardson.
Who do I got?
No, who's bigger?
DCam.
DCam
was, you know, I don't know when the Palomao was the beginning. I don't know who drafted him. Did the McDaniel era and all them? Did they draft Palomao or did Gruden get him? He went through a contract already. He had a weird contract because he was
undrafted, right?
Yeah, he was an undrafted free agent. Was he Gruden or was he the next McDaniel?
I don't know, man. Like if I'm not mistaken, it was that.
Because last year was his fourth year, or it's going to be his fourth year. He had a weird contract. He had a free agent contract where he could go anytime he wanted. We always signed him first because he was a restricted free agent.
Was that Telesco?
Maybe it was Telesco then.
Or Mayock?
I'm pretty sure it was Telesco.
Telesco or Mayock? 21. So that means he was drafted what, like in 21, 22?
Mm-hmm.
That was either Telesco or Mayock. Yeah, that was either the first year of fucking McDaniels and Telesco, or the last year of fucking Gruden and Mayock.
It might have been that transition gap, that transition of both of them. In the middle of it, in between. But did he ball out at USC?
Telesco or Ziegler. Yeah, Telesco or Ziegler, my bad.
Did he ball out at USC too, though?
He was good. Yeah, he was good at USC.
Yeah. But he was so good to be an undrafted, huh?
He was a big hitter, though.
What's up, man?
Big hitter. Like, he was a dude that, like, he was just like what they said, like he was a raw talent.
That was the first big guy we got. I was like, damn, why are we getting because we weren't like that. We had a Meek and we had, you know, we just got JB, and then I was tripping that we got DCamp because he was aggressive, big guy. And all these guys are getting big. We're getting bigger guys. That's what I said. JB's the odd man out because he's like 6'1" or something like that. And he's the smallest one that we got. He wasn't anything special at USC. That's why he was a free agent. What up, Omar? How you doing, bro? Thank you for being here.
Got 3 hours in.
I'm 3 hours in, bro. I'm going to call it. But I got 34 in the house. They like what we're saying.
Yeah.
But I got pills to take. I'm way overdue. So I got some things to do around the house. Just like what Lo says. All the excuses Lo says. I got shit I got to do. But it's early in the day. It's early in the day. But I want to thank everybody for being here. Gabe, thank you for pumping up with me and being able to show the interview, man. I wouldn't have did that. I probably would have been gone by then. But thanks for coming out and talking ball with us, bro, on the Stogie with Gravy show. And I don't know. I think we're gonna have some tonight. Maybe we could talk about this tonight. You got anything going tonight? See where we can schedule something. Get with Lo and schedule it. I'm pretty sure he's gonna want to talk.
think I'm just gonna go help out my bro right now, real quick. He's just to build some shit, so I'm gonna go help him out, do some shit. But I'll see what we should be back home.
All right, about there was Saturday for 6 or 7. Low gets off
Yeah.
work pretty soon, but I'm gonna get on with my day. And Raider
Brother.
Nation, Jason, what's up, man? And then Raider
Let me
Nation
know,
will
man.
hook up with you later. It's a different show. So me and Gabriel on here, we're missing one guy, but don't forget to press all our buttons. What up, Low? Raider Game 420 and myself, Coach Graver. We all got our own shows. We talk the same game, and if you want a good Raider game, get with us each individually, or you can get with us on Raider Nation Live, and we'll spread it all around. All three of us benefit from that. So hit the notification button, hit all our shows, and sub to us, and sub to Raider Nation Live. We'll get back to you again, and I'll see if Coach Gravy, Stogie with Coach Gravy, is gonna be on tomorrow, and it'll be 10 o'clock on the dot. Oh, I got a Diddy alert.
Diddy
I got a Diddy alert on my phone, bro. There's some crazy shit. Are you watching that, man? I'm all in.
No, that was a crazy motherfucker.
I'm all into true crime right now, bro.
That's just crazy, bro.
There's some weird shit. You know, we call
Weird.
Raiderism. That's weirdism right there.
I heard his family's even staying away from the fucking courtroom because of all the weird shit. Like,
bro,
they already didn't know.
They're finding guns at his house with baby oil and shit all on it. They're finding guns and fucking everywhere around there. He's fucked, dude. I think, but you're not guilty, but they're proving that.
Yeah.
So I get Diddy alerts on my phone. Bro.
Diddy alerts.
Diddy alerts on my phone. Bro. And if something drastic happens, the shit they don't show it's a federal case, so they don't have cameras in there, but they have all the transcripts and people are showing it on YouTube. So
yeah,
I got it on in the house right now. You're getting updates on it, but something crazy must have happened. But when I left, when I started the show, they had some dude on there that said that they found gun or detective or something from their federal detective, Homeland Security dude, saying we found 4 guns in his property in Miami. They had a bunch of fucking baby oil and shit all over them and fingerprints everywhere. I'm like, fuck.
Baby oil, what the
pills
fuck?
And shit everywhere. The pills they got, man, it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's crazy. But all right, man.
All right, bro. You have a good one. Make sure to look tonight for a Raider Nation live show, and then we'll probably get back at you in the evening. But all in all, thank you guys for being here, man. Thank you very much. Peace out, Raiders. What's up?
Peace out. Hell yeah.